What up?
I need that sports encyclopedia. Where you at, Steve Kim? Got Trent in the cut.
Coach JB.
Yeah. Where you at, man? In the gym shooting, I'm Durant. You ain't shooting John Moran.
Darnell is the Ball State legend. I'm the Warren Central High School legend.
I'm proving with a reliable source, straight from the mouth of the horse. Smitty and JB and Smitty from West Coast to Yost.
I love talking ball. It's nice to connect with guys that are like-minded and just are real and genuine.
Better stay in your lane. Hop into
You are fucking insane. Dude, what? You just will not give this guy his flowers. What is wrong with you?
Oh, you must have thought I was a bitch.
I am him. Use not it. What's the topic? With your logic when I flow. Big Komodo, how it's talking.
Gotta get back to letting the baby cry a little bit to see if they can soothe themselves.
That's a bar.
Issues get pressed so fast it don't get sacked like bags and baggage. Smitty and Jason Brown killed it, yeah, it's a rap. We what the game's been missing, we switched it and filled the gap.
I identified him after his third fight, and I said that guy should be a star.
I'm so proud of the show, bro.
The gas, Smitty and Jason Brown.
Coach JB Show.
What up? We are in the building. Coach JB Show with Big Smitty. It's Merciless Monday. Make sure you pound that like, subscribe, become a member today. We got a loaded lineup today. Big Matt McChesney, Jeff Nadu join us. We got a lot going on in here. A lot going on today. So make sure you pound that like, subscribe, and become a member today. I know a lot of you don't want to hear WNBA, but guess what? I'm going to lead in with some WNBA. But make sure you understand this is Merciless Monday. I take no mercy. We got a loaded lineup all week long. So just make sure that you pound that like and become a subscribe to our winnable.com/slap picks. And you get Smitty and I slap picks as well as access to the Slap Nation Discord. Download the Discord app and find Slap Nation after you become a member or subscribe to our winnable.com/slap-picks. Let's dive right into it. Chicago Sky forward Angel Reese. Contrary to everybody in the chat's belief about WNBA, guess what? I'm leading with WNBA. The Baltimore native insisted all she did Sunday was make a basketball play on Caitlin Clark. The former Iowa star agreed with Angel Reese, again taking the high road and saying, you know what? It is what it is. She made a basketball move, swiping at my head. But that isn't likely to diffuse what happens next. After the Indiana Fever rookie would end up on the ground, courtesy of Angel Reese, right elbow, Clark heads on to a drive to the basket. The referees reviewed the upgrade, the foul, to a flagrant 1, which I hate from the NBA level. Reviews, instant replays, 10-minute delays. Again, almost assuredly setting off yet another debate about fucking Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese facing each other. I think we went up really strong, she said. Reese said, I think we went up really strong a lot of times to get against each other. I don't get a lot of the calls. I've seen a lot of calls that weren't made. I guess some people get a special whistle. That is what, in quote, that is what Angel Reese said about Caitlin Clark. Let's keep it funky, girl. You want all eyes on you, Angel. You dress like you dress for a reason. You make it all about you for other reasons than basketball. This little old white girl plays basketball, and basketball is her number one priority, which you just can't handle. You look better than her. You think you are better than her, but the bottom line is you ain't better than her. You get cooked each time you play this little old white girl. Why make it about everything else but Caitlin Clark being the face of the league, being better than you, and not having to fake who she is? Keep it real, girl. Let's dive into this show. Bryson DeChambeau wins the U.S. Open. Live Golf is in the building. Angel Reese says Caitlin Clark gets special whistle privileges after getting a flagrant foul from slapping her in the head. Chiefs Queendom back in the building. Isaiah Buggs arrested again for domestic violence. And Aaron Rodgers rumored to have missed Jets minicamp for another ayahuasca retreat. Tom Brady makes broadcasting debut for Fox, and my Doyers seem like it's a sad day in LA. Mookie Betts breaks his hand, will be out for extended time. Could the Dodgers World Series hopes be dashed before our very eyes? But before we begin, my co-host, Naptown legend, 317 Far East Side, LeBron hairline having, Lamar Jackson loving, AR5 defending, Caitlin Clark jocking, Fox Sports' very own Big Smitty.
It's Monday. It's Monday. It's Monday. What's going on, y'all? What's going on, Chad? We got Bailey in the background producing his ass off. JB in the cut. It was a hell of a weekend, JB. How you doing?
I'm struggling.
What's wrong?
Man, I went to Venice Beach yesterday with my homies. I ain't seen in a while. I didn't leave there till about midnight at the bar at Venice Beach about midnight. I got home about 2 o'clock. So yeah, it is what it. Ooh.
Hold on. Forget everything you talking about. Hold on. Robert Duma. I love the show. We live in Naples, Florida, and we were in a drought this past year. Like you said, JB. The nice thing about South Florida is that one day you will get 5 inches of rain and the drought is over. I am a pilot and will be listening tomorrow from Rome, Italy. Oh my gosh. Shout out to Robert Duma for dropping the 100 ball within 5 minutes of the show.
Shout out to Robert Duma. Is that American?
That's a good question, JB. It's a fire question because that does change everything.
You remember we got some cats saying it's like $400 one day and it was like $40.
Nevertheless, we appreciate your support regardless because you ain't got to send us anything. So whatever it is, we appreciate you. We get 30 more of those for the show in. I don't know.
If that's 100. 30 more if it's really 100. If it's 30 more and it's only $10, I mean, is it Euro, Mexican, African?
I think Euro was damn near even with the American dollar now, though, I heard. That's what I heard.
Remember that cat was sending us big cheese? Everybody thought we were getting big cheese. And it was like Hamas cheese.
He was in like Mexico though, so like the Mexican cheese
it
is
wasn't
not
Mexico.
the same.
Mexico's pesos.
Yeah, pesos not the same at all.
A million pesos. You think you balling a million pesos? My mom had a million pesos in like 85. She got there. She was broke.
Yeah, like a hamburger costs like 1,000
man,
pesos.
what is it? He's like, I got a million pesos. That motherfucker, she was broke.
It's $1,000. Shit, hey.
Shit, I don't even think a million pesos is $1,000.
For real?
I don't think so.
I think about 1,000. It's about 1,000.
I don't know. What you sound sick.
Yeah, I had a long weekend, man. So I shot this. I was a part of a commercial shoot. I can't say too much, but I was a part of a commercial shoot on Friday. It's supposed to be airing on September 3rd. It's supposed to be a national commercial. We'll see how much I'm in it. You know how commercials go. You go there and shoot for 5 hours, but if you're not the main person, then they're gonna cut out a lot of stuff. But the concept of the commercial was like a group of friends on the beach hanging out. So because the concept is that, I'm pretty sure that I will at least be shown at least for a second or two. So we'll see. Once that commercial drops, I'll let y'all know. But yeah, man, I think being at the beach all day just got me like sick. I've been blowing my nose and coughing, taking medicine. So me and we both tore up for different reasons.
Yeah, I'm struggling right now. To be honest, I ain't been this loaded. Even on the Vegas trips and the Arizonas and all that shit that I do the show, because I do the show. Like I don't call in.
You do the show. You do it now.
Unless I get a flat tire or something, I don't really call in.
So what should we do? Should we end the show right now and just move on, or what?
We do this show for the people. We are the people for the people, and people don't get that, man. We had a poker party, by the way. I won.
How much you win?
We had a lot of folks here the other night for the
fight.
The fight night you didn't show up for.
I know I was sick.
Oh yeah.
I want to get 30 people sick. That would have been very selfish for me.
We had a lot of people here like no Whitlock, no Smitty. Crazy how the two black cats don't show up. The homies, man. All the other black cats was here. There's a gang of black cats here. I got Steve Kim. Steve Kim showed up with his boys.
It was 3 black people, 1 Asian, and the rest white. I saw it.
But there was only 1 white person here other than me. 2 white people here.
Nah, that's not true. That's not true.
I had 30 people here. 30 people here. Yeah. I think
you had what? You had 4 Mexicans, 1 Asian, 3 black.
Ruben showed up late. Ruben got here like 10. Ruben showed up at 10. My boy Dave Bone and Gino rolled out here from LA. You got my boy Parker, his son's #1 player in the country.
Shout out to Dave Bone, yeah.
He showed up. Parker showed up. He got you on the phone. Remember, Parker was like, "What's up? Why you not here? Woo-de-woo. If I see you in LA, it's on site." Him.
Yeah.
And then let me see. Then shit.
I'll be ready.
Cisco in the chat. Maybe Cisco showed up. Played poker. I beat him.
Telling jokes.
All the homies. Shit. It was a we were rotating poker at 8 chairs. We were rotating 8s because we had so many people sitting. So we had a lot of cats. I don't even remember. A lot of cats I can't even tell you who they are. I can't give you no name or information because
why not?
Just vital information I can't give out like that. Smitty, let's dive into it. We're not going to talk about you not showing up. You and Whitlock, same level now.
Don't put me on the same level. I was sick. I can't. You been coming there and get you sick, JB? You're already drunk right now. You're tired. You have no energy. You look dehydrated. Imagine being sick and clogged up and having to cough now. That would have been horrible. Spitting up phlegm, all type of nasty shit. Like you don't want that in your life. I protected you, JB.
I ain't been this loaded in some time. I haven't been this loaded in some time. I've been real with you. But this is why we do the show. We're the realest. We're the realest show on planet Earth. We loaded or not, we do the show.
We do it for y'all. Y'all like it don't matter if we sick, if we loaded, if I break my arm on the show, if we're dying, we just do it for y'all. Like we don't make no money off the show, nothing. We do this for y'all.
Let's dive into it. Quote of the day brought to you by betonline.ag.
What up, man? The real Coach JB here for the Coach JB Show with Big Smitty. We got a proud new sponsor, of course, for the second part of the year, and that's BetOnline. Continue to be your #1 source for all basketball wagering needs, including pro and college hoops throughout the year. March Madness is here. Join us every Monday and Friday with Jeff Nadu as we will pick them and up-to-minute odds, stats, and trends. You can follow your favorite team's path to the playoffs with in-game live betting, contests, and all the best player props. Experience the world's best wagering platform anytime from your desktop to your mobile device. Head on over to BetOnline today. Become part of the team and remember to use promo code BELIEVE, BLEAV, for 50% off plus welcome bonus on your first deposit. BetOnline, where the game starts. Peace.
Smitty, let's dive into it. Quote of the day. I was looking at that picture, that video of me doing that, and I look at myself right now.
What's the difference?
Color a little different, a little discolored. Let's dive into it. Quote of the day. I find, Smitty, the harder I work, the more luck I seem to have.
Plain and simple. It makes sense to me.
Real simple.
You create your own luck, JB.
It's real simple. The harder I work, the more luck I seem to find. And I'm being a smart ass and facetious. Just telling you.
Little ice pack, man. I'm going through it, JB. So my back, I slipped my disc last week. So I've been walking like crooked. You seen me, JB, at the studio. My back was all messed up, so got an ice pack on my back. I'm nauseated. My voice is kind of messed up. I'm coughing. I'm fucking spitting out phlegm. I'm blowing my nose. I need a haircut. I'm hot as hell right now. I don't know if I got a temperature, but we here live on the show. Keep going. We do this shit for y'all.
Who's reading off the script? Nuju Zhangzong? Fucking shitty fucking name. Your name's fuck. If that's your real name, your mama should have never had you. She should have swallowed you, bitch. Contrary to belief, brought to you by Prize Picks. You'll never regret asking questions to make more clarity. You'll always regret making a decision based on a story you've created in your head. Contrary to belief. Let me say it again. Yeah, that's a cold one. When I get loaded, I just start saying shit off the top of my head. Goo. You'll never regret asking questions.
Okay.
Smitty.
Okay.
To get more clarity.
To understand more. Okay.
You'll always regret making a decision based on a story you've created in your own head. You know, motherfuckers in here, nugu. This motherfucker made a story up in his head about me.
He did. Off the bat.
He already created a whole fucking decision about me.
Didn't ask no questions.
And you know what? I get those every day, Smitty. 2 weeks from now, he'll come on my Instagram page and ask me to unblock him. Because he fucked up. Because he fucked up.
Me.
Because man, I was just playing, Coach JB. I didn't really know that. Blah, blah, blah. Shut your motherfucking ass up. New goo. Oh, bitch ass fucking name you got. I'm just telling you, man. Fucking crazy, these motherfuckers. He do, Quanzito. Motherfucker sound like the tight end from Cleveland. Let's dive into
Ngakwe? Fuck y'all.
We got a lot going on today. Smitty.
Today gonna be like a pregame Friday, but on a Monday. I already feel it.
My boy. I consider him my boy.
Who?
Bryson DeChambeau wins the U.S. Open. Live golfer. Him and Pat are boys. He's a good dude, man. Here's the crew, so you guys know. DJ is Dustin Johnson.
That's my guy.
You got Koepka's my boy.
Peace, Bruce Koepka.
Bryson DeChambeau.
Oh my God, I did it again.
All those kind of cats are like, if you know they cool with Pat, then you know what the deal is.
They're younger, right wing, talk shit.
That
fucking
crew, yeah. What is it? Younger and then what?
Hmm?
They're younger.
I said they work out, they talk shit.
No, but you said they're younger.
They're younger, they right wing, they work out, they talk shit over Trump. They just different type of like energy cats. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, I don't know. You know what's funny though? I don't know if Bryson really right wing like that. The other cat's a little bit right.
He right. Ain't nothing wrong with him. Something to say. Ain't nothing wrong with it. I just know it's a trend. I know it's a trend.
But look, not even talking about like right or left wing. Like, you know, like the vibe is right.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Like, yeah, this
shit talking,
smoke stick.
Yeah, that's them.
Yeah,
that's who they are. They cool cats. And the younger cats, younger than us. So
yeah, shout out to Bryson DeChambeau, man, because he got a bogey going to the last hole, second to last hole, and he was upset. McIlroy was telling him if he would have hit his birdie, which to me was a chip shot for what he's capable of doing, he could have been within one fucking hit of really taking the lead. But again, McIlroy choked it up, and he got a bogey the same hole that DeChambeau got a bogey, which kept it -4 to -6 going to the last hole. So unless Warriors was gonna get an eagle, it was a wrap. So I was locked in all weekend watching this, man. Huge shout out to DeChambeau.
Hey, I gotta clear the air. G Wizzy, the bitch made cat in the chat.
That's my guy. Hold on, that's my number one fan.
I know, but he's still a bitch.
Don't block him. Don't block him.
Let's be honest. I'm not gonna block him, but he's a bitch. Here's the thing.
He's my guy, though.
You know what's crazy? He thinks that I think I'm in the crew with them, but they'll tell you they want to be in this crew with me. Just so we're clear. Don't get it twisted, homie. My name has a little weight out there with some motherfuckers that you might be contrary to your belief, yo bitch ass Wizzy. So anyway,
my fault, Keith. Right, Keith, you my number one fan. G Wizzy probably number 2 though. He up there.
Who is number 2?
My fault, Keith. Keith number 1. Keith got mad. It's my cousin. He got mad. Keith Smith number 1. But I think G Wizzy number. I don't know. G Wizzy top 5. He be supporting me every show. He top 5.
Really?
Yep. But Keith Smith, that's my cousin. Keith don't ever like go against me, no matter what I say. That's family.
JB, put Joe click. Read this. Translate this, Smitty, real quick.
Okay, let me see. All right. First of all, it's 223 Wesson. JB, put your click on. He said he's Dalvin Truth's brother. JB, put Joe Click on. He said he's Dalvin Truth, but also there's a guy on here named Joe Click, and he's basically he's Dalvin Truth, who's the Colorado and Coach Prime fan. He's the brother to Dalvin Truth, so he's saying put him on so we can just, I guess, argue or you can talk shit with him.
So now put grammatically correct, fix it.
Got you. So
JB, comma.
JB, if you don't mind, JB, comma, if you wouldn't mind, could you put quotes Joe Click in quotes on the show, comma? He said that he's HE''S, capital D, Dalvin, capital T, Truth, S, brother, period.
Pretty good. You're pretty good. You get an A in English?
Yeah, I was cold in English. I was a bad boy in English.
I still don't see who Joe Click is. I don't see Joe Click, and I don't see.
And then he said, send that motherfucking the link.
Translate this.
Send that motherfucker the link.
Send that motherfucker the link? Like, okay, so I'm going to send him the link.
Yeah, like directly. Send him the link. Not anybody else.
I'm going to send.
He's giving us more context, so he keeps going. He was talking shit, JB.
Who?
Lowercase JB.
Who?
Joe Click.
So now I'm lost. Now I'm lost.
223 is a fan. He's saying that he saw Dalvin Truth's cousin, whose name is Joe Click, talking shit about you. So 223 Weston wants you to bring him on so you could cuss Joe Click out and talk shit back to him. 223 Weston fucks with you, JB. 223 Weston wants you to go at the guy, Joe Click, who was going at your head. Because Joe Click is Dalvin Truth's little cousin. His real name is Jordan, but they call him Joe Click in the hood. And he's cousin with Dalvin Truth, who's the biggest fan of Coach Prime in Colorado, who don't like you. And Joe Click was on Twitter talking shit about you. And 223 Weston was in that Twitter speak, whatever that shit's called. He heard it. Now he's notifying you to call and send that nigga the link right now so you could call and talk to him and cuss him out. That's what happened. One
more. Translate this.
Woke black man. Why you hating on 223 Weston, white man? Only gave him third grade education. Not his fault. Fault. F-A-L-T. Fault. Woke black man. Why you hating on 223 Weston, white man? Only gave him third. Well, hold on. No. Okay, he said, why you hating on 223 Weston, period, capital W. The white man only gave him third grade education, comma, not his fault. So the white man is the reason.
The white man held him down and not allowed him to get educated.
Right.
I bet. Thank you for the clarity. This needs to be a full segment. We're going to make this a full segment. Grammatically correct segment. We're going to call it.
Break it down or some shit. I don't
Speak
know.
for yourself.
Call that shit translate.
This motherfucker's eyes. He really focused. This cat really think he's an actor. God damn.
Oh, shit.
You know, that's the fake. Those are the Tubi. That's the Tubi acting. Them motherfuckers really be like looking at the camera. Like, motherfucker, you're a horrible actor. You're doing a horrible job in Tubi, homie. Like, whoever the Tubi cats are, holy shit. I'm like. All right, poll question. Let's dive into it. We ain't even started the show yet.
Fuck the show today.
All right, poll question. I'm going to go right into racist topic. RACCISSS, the most racist show on planet Earth. Do fans and other WNBA players not like Caitlin Clark because she's a white girl? Smitty, go.
Race plays a little bit of a role in the conversation that we have around Caitlin Clark because she's a white woman dominating a predominantly black sport. So I will answer your question and say some people do hate on her because she's white. But for the most part, JB, they're hating on her because they're jealous of her. I said it from day one. They're jealous of the fact that a college superstar, some people call her the GOAT, will graduate from Iowa or whatever, leave Iowa, and a month later, she's the face of the WNBA during her rookie season. When you got stars like, Asia Wilson, who's on a back-to-back championship, back-to-back MVP season, who's been balling at the highest level and hasn't got the praise at all. You got people like her peers here, Angel Reese, who I like Angel Reese from Baltimore. She plays with that swagger. She talks shit. I get it. You from that area. I understand that.
Who'd you call pretty, though?
Huh?
Did you call Caitlin Clark pretty?
I ain't call nobody pretty.
Oh, okay. I didn't hear you. Somebody in the chat said I was seeing it. What girl you called pretty? I was making sense.
I think that was your opening when you said it. I think they're catching up to you.
No, I said Angel Reese is prettier.
Better looking. Right.
Yeah.
But I just think people just hating on Caitlin Clark because, she's getting all this attention. But my question for all the people hating on her is, what has Caitlin Clark herself done? What has Caitlin Clark said? What has she done in the media? Because every time I see Caitlin Clark speak, she does nothing but speak positivity. She speaks light into the league, speaks light into the players, and people just keep finding reasons to be upset with her. I saw the Dejanay Carrington, who they played each other last week, and Dejanay kind of locked Caitlin up on the court. But Caitlin had got asked about, people using her name for race conversations, and Caitlin's initial response was kind of like, listen, I don't really see that stuff. I'm not on social media too much. I kind of ignore it. And Dejanay goes on to Threads or Twitter and basically responds and says, silence is a privilege, basically. Basically saying that, you need to speak up on this stuff, and you being silent is part of your white privilege. And I'm like, hold on, she don't have to speak up on every single thing if she don't want to. All she wanted to do is go out there and hoop. She didn't ask for all this attention. She didn't ask to be the face of politics and race and there's all these other extracurricular conversations that y'all want to throw at her. She wants to go out here for the Indiana Fever and be the best player that she could possibly be and try to win games. The media and you other haters in the WNBA are trying to put out some unrealistic and unfair expectations on what Caitlin Clark is supposed to be, when at the end of the day, she is a basketball player. She ain't got to speak up about no race. She ain't got to speak about no politics. She ain't got to speak about none of that. All she's trying to do is grow the league, which she has done tremendously within 15 games of her career.
So
Stop putting all this extra mess on her, and every single game is something, JB. And as a fan of hers, and obviously I'm from Indiana, it's pissing me off because at the end of the day, she just want to hoop. Let her hoop. I don't care if she's white, black, orange, blue, green, pink, or whatever. Let the girl go out there and hoop. I'm going to finish it again by asking all the haters this. What has Caitlin Clark done to garner this negative attention? And I'm done right now, JB. Jump in.
I'm going to be honest. I think she's a white, straight female, non-gay, non-fucking pronoun or whatever you want to use. And I think it's weighing on the mainstream media to address it so badly. They want to address it so badly every day that this little old white girl out here looking like whatever is killing the league, and they got to make up narratives. And I don't know if you've heard Stephen A. Smith or not, but I gotta ask you and get your take on this. Stephen A. Smith is going viral right now because of his take on Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. Take a listen.
There's a broader issue here that can't be escaped, and that is this. She is a white young lady, and she's been a magnet in a way that has benefited the league in ways that others have not, even though their efforts have been worthy and deserving of being as celebrated, if not even more celebrated. And it's a reminder that no matter how far we believe that we have advanced as a society, there's still such a long way to go, because in the end, if you're white, you're bright, you're right, and as a result, the shine comes your way in the eyes of a lot of people in America.
Look at her. Did you see her eyes in her face, homie, when he said that? You muted. Smitty, you muted. You muted.
Damn, I ain't know I was muted.
Did you see her eyes?
I did see her face. I did see her face when he said that.
Society.
Look at it again.
There's still such a long way to go because in the end, if you're white, you're bright, you're right, and as a result, the shine comes your way in the eyes of a lot of people in America.
So let me ask you something. We don't show too much. We'll get copyrighted. He goes on and compare it to Trump. I'm trying to figure this out, dog. So hold on. Is Luka not a white boy?
You white.
Luka pretty white. You imagine if you came out on mainstream media and said that about Luka or Joker or fucking any of these big-time white boy stars right now that's killing the league, specifically Joker and Luka. Let's just think about it. Why can you talk about this girl like that? Because it's not cared about or covered as much. If you said that about Luka or Joker, homie, this would be fucking, it already made big news, but it would be all over the fucking place. Why is it a double standard? I don't understand.
Well, because the NBA is already big as hell, and the faces of our league for so long, for the most part, has already been black, superstar players. So it's not like, I mean, Luka and Joker are continuing to pass the torch, so to speak, and or grab the torch and run with it, but they're not. They're not making an impact on the league that Kevin Clark is doing to the WNBA. So I think for them, it's like I said during my rant. Like, for example, Aja Wilson, who's by far the best player in the WNBA. It's not even a conversation. She's hooping right now. She's on a streak right now of 20+ point games that's never been done before. 2-time champion, trying to do a three-peat. But at the end of the day, she's only grown the league, minutely, not because of her, nothing that she's lacking. Just because it is what it is. It's all about narratives and storytelling and media, and they can kind of control the hype around an athlete. And the media and us fans online created this hype, this big storyline, but because of, let's keep it real, because of Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese's beef in college, and now that has thrown this big thing out. So I think you just can't compare the NBA and the WNBA with anything right now, because the NBA is so fucking far ahead that they're past that. They're past all that. You know what I'm saying?
The fundamental problem I have is when Stephen A comes out and says this shit like this, he forgets who the highest paid players in the world are professionally. Let's just keep it real. You forget that 5 of the top 6 quarterbacks in the NFL are the highest paid players in the world are black.
Yeah.
Number one, you forget who Michael Jordan, LeBron James, and every other player that's the highest paid players in the NBA. Still to this day, Michael Jordan is the highest grossing NBA star, X or not. He's not even playing no more. He doesn't even do commercials. And his shoes are what? $250 million a quarter Michael Jordan makes. Why don't you at least keep it a buck and say, look, dog, we're really not. We got these cats that are making this money like this. Why are you singling out this one white girl? Nobody cares about white or black when you're a player anyway. Again, proving to me that Stephen A really wasn't a player. And Whitlock might have been correct when he called him out and found out he was fraud. Because if you were a real player, Smitty, let's just keep it 100. It wouldn't be this much talk about white or black. Let's just be real. This is a bait job. This is a troll bait job because you don't have any idea, Smitty, on what a locker room is like. And nobody cares.
But we're having two conversations, though.
Hold on, let me be real. Smitty, if you and I were playing and I met you and you met me on the court, I was only white boy. We was in Compton. We was hooping like I used to do when I was young. And if I was getting buckets or doing my thing, what was the narrative? Damn, white boy bad.
That white boy hooping, white boy cold.
And it wasn't a whole on drawn out fucking thing about race. It was just white boy cold because that ain't the norm.
But he's not talking about locker room though. He's talking about the
know,
narratives around it, and race is definitely a part of this, but it's a part is because the media has made it a part of it. I don't think it's a part of it because the locker rooms are making it a part of it. It's two
you didn't hear what I said, homie. I said he never's been in a locker room, and it's showing. He never played. Whitlock was right. If he really was a player and was in a locker room when he was a player, he would understand the vibe of a locker room, the camaraderie of the team. And it wouldn't be about race like it is all the time. He's proving to me he didn't play. Because, Smitty, my point was if you and I played, you and I wouldn't be we don't talk about race unless we're talking about somebody bringing up race. You and I don't give a fuck about what players what.
I understand what you're saying completely. I don't understand what I'm saying. I'm saying that when Stephen A. brought up race in his take, I don't think he's bringing it up in the sense of that he thinks the locker room cares about it. I think he's speaking it on it because race is a factor in this from a storyline standpoint. Is what I'm saying. So I'm saying at the end of the day, media kind of controls narratives. Media controls whether we love somebody, we hate somebody, whether this person's going to be the face or it's not going to be the face. You need media to play that role in that storyline of who's going to be who's going to be what. And the media as totality has definitely used race as a way to pump up the story. You got white versus black. You got this girl who's playing in Iowa versus this girl who's in Louisiana who's from Baltimore. You got this that's definitely been stories and articles over the last couple years of them doing it. Not so. I think when Stephen A. is bringing that up, he's just bringing it up because it is a fact that is a role, at least on the outside, not from the locker room. I don't think he's saying the players within the locker room care that she's white. I agree with you on that. The storyline on the outsiders care about it.
I'm not talking about. I didn't say nothing about no locker room. I said he's showing he didn't play, and he was never in a locker room as a player. I'm not giving a shit about the locker room right now. I'm talking about he's proving to everybody he did not play and was never in a real locker room environment as a player. Stephen A.
I hear you.
And it's coming out now, and it's proving that Whitlock may have been correct. Dog, you're a fraud. You didn't play. You didn't play. If you would have played, Smitty, his takes would be totally different. In my opinion, if you really played and was around a locker room of cats, your shit wouldn't be so narrative based on this, and this. I don't know. I mean, he been around sports regardless. He play. I mean, I think it's documented that he played. I mean, now Smitty, being around sports, this is how stupid we are. Stilly the boss wants to compare Stephen A. playing the sport to him being in the locker room with the Sixers. This is the problem, homie. We got ignorance.
I don't want to get in an argument of if he played or not, because at the end of the day, I mean, I think it's pretty documented that he played sports, rather in high school, and then maybe his college career was short, but he played sports. So I don't really. That's a whole other
You didn't play, Smitty. Let's just say you didn't play and you went straight into media. Are you telling me you're covering the fucking Sixers for a fucking playoff run and you understand the ins and outs of a fucking player and what happens every single day in that locker room with that band of brothers? You're telling me because you covered them as a fucking media member, Silly the Boss? You sound stupid as shit. Because I'm going to cover them. I know the ins and outs of being an athlete. Get the fuck out of here. You guys sound so fucking dumb. Holy shit, man. It's just proven to me, Smitty, that he didn't play. I'm just telling you, because if he did play, you would know there would be a different, what's the word? You'd have a little more contrite. You'd have a little more contrite, though, for what motherfuckers go through as players, in my opinion. You'd have a little more contrite. You'd have a little more understanding that we didn't give a fuck. We didn't care about the coach being white or black. We didn't give a fuck about the players being white or black. If they was a baller, they was a baller. And I'm just telling you.
But JB, I don't think you keep every time I rebuttal you and I bring up locker room, you come back and say, I'm not talking about the locker room. But you're talking about how we as players, how we felt within a locker room, within a team, you saying we didn't really care about race. We were all coming together, bringing our differences with us in order to accomplish a common goal, which is winning games. I'm agreeing with that. But what I'm saying is, in my opinion, when I listen to Stephen A.'s take on that particular clip, Darnell, I'm not reading that as if he's saying there's some race issue within the locker rooms of the WNBA. I think he's saying that race plays a role in this whole narrative and conversation surrounding the popularity of Caitlin Clark because of the media has made that a conversation and their advertisement and their Reese versus Clark, whether it was in college or as WNBA, they're using that as a way to further push the lead because division causes interest. Division causes, volatility causes people to one of you either love or you hate. Either way you're watching. It increases ratings, it increases numbers. This has been going on for years in boxing, in early NBA. We had Magic versus Bird. For whatever reason in America, the society likes these race type situations. Black versus white has always been used as a way to promote and advertise and market. So when he said that comment in his take, I think he's talking about that. He's not saying that the girls within the team or locker room care. That's what I'm saying.
I agree, but I'm saying I think you got confused because it ain't even a locker room discussion. He came right out and just mentioned that. And my whole point was you could tell he's never been in a locker room. Him, Stephen A. You could tell he's never been in a locker room because he wouldn't say that. That's my whole point to this. But let's move on. It wasn't really an argument with you. I'm trying to figure out why it's always about this girl right now who's making – like, Smitty, be careful what you ask for because go ahead and take that Ice Cube offer. Go ahead and take that motherfucking Ice Cube offer and go over to the Big Three, girl. And let's see what happens to the WNBA. Let's see what happens. Be careful what y'all ask for. Now, we want to keep pushing her out. Go ahead. Because she hears it, Smitty. Whether she's listening or not, she hears it. And people bring it to her. And it's going to become bigger and bigger and bigger if you continue to do it. And I'm going to be honest. There's another part of this that ESPN's owned by Disney. Let's keep it funky. ESPN's owned by Disney. Disney pushes a lot of crazy, weird agendas when it comes to this whole LGBTQ thing. I'm just going to keep it real. The WNBA is very, very pushed that way. Let's just be real. It's a majority of the WNBA. Let's just say they're probably some sort of non-heterosexual. I'm just going to keep it right there. And I think Caitlin Clark's a heterosexual white girl, which is starting to cause discussion. It brings up discussion, which is like us in Colorado, Smitty.
I disagree completely.
It's like us in Colorado.
I disagree completely because just a couple years, Sabrina Ionescu, who is a hooper, who was competed with Steph in the three-point contest on the All-Star weekend, is a white, straight female woman who was a beast in college, just like Caitlin was a beast in college, broke all these records, did all this, and she's fine. There's no issues with her. Ain't nobody tripping, and the media ain't tripping. We ain't making a big storyline with her. She's literally white. She's straight. Great college career. Every single thing you can say about Caitlin, Sabrina has done the exact same thing, and we have no issues at all. So I've heard that narrative being thrown out there. I think that's cap. It ain't like every single girl is one way, every single girl is that way. It's hell of these women who out here with dudes. And I follow them and I see it and I know it. So I just think that's a reach, like a motherfucker.
You and D Jones are bringing up two motherfucking girls. You're bringing up girl that was married to
I'm bringing up an example though. You said Kayla Clark, who's
I said majority
great woman. So I gave you an exact example of somebody who just got drafted a couple years before her, who's a white straight woman, who's an all-star, so I was giving you a direct correlation. It's not about that. It's a whole list of women who not lesbian or whatever you want to throw out, whatever option you want to throw out there. So I'm just saying, I think that's a reach to say that.
Well, let me see this though. Was that girl you just mentioned? I don't even know who you're talking
Sabrina
about.
Sabrina Ionescu plays for Liberty.
Was she on the? Come on, we're only talking about this girl, Caitlin Clark, Smitty, because she's the most fucking popular face in WNBA history coming into the league. Come on, man. Don't compare to some broad that nobody gives a fuck about and nobody knows. You guys keep pushing this narrative like nobody. Who gives a fuck about Sabrina whatever? This is the most popular human being to ever enter the WNBA. Why are you comparing her to a nobody? And I'm not saying a nobody in regard.
Because she's not. A lot of people knew Sabrina because Kobe was mentoring her before he passed away. So Kobe was mentoring Sabrina. So she was actually pretty damn popular because of her connection with Kobe.
Smitty, let's be real.
She's got out she's connected to Bean. So Sabrina was she's not Caitlyn's status. Nobody's Caitlyn's status. That's obvious. But at the same time, Sabrina ain't something just nobody knew about.
Listen.
She's in the NBA All-Star this week, this fucking year.
Listen. I want to retract. I don't mean nobody. What I'm saying is not a nobody as a player. I know she's a hooper. I'm saying she's a nobody compared to Caitlin Clark coming out of college on a scale of popularity, money, draw, etc. Caitlin's not even close. She's on a never spear.
Of course.
So my whole point is we're trying to go find diamonds in the rough to compare to a anomaly. Caitlin Clark is an anomaly. So she is being discussed at an all-time cliff when it comes to race, sex, whatever. No other girl's been talked about like this.
Right.
And just because she was a good baller out of school and she was Kobe's fucking friend and all that doesn't mean she was talked about like this. This girl is talked about at an all-time cliff. There's a reason why they're bringing her up, or we wouldn't even be talking about this girl right now. And it's a WNBA I don't watch. You do. My boy Dave Bone last night, we got an argument. He watches, and he bets on them and everything. Kudos. But why is it men talking about these women? And I never hear women talking about these women. Women don't even support their goddamn selves. And we're over here defending why we should be talking about these women. But I don't hear no women talking about these women. And then there's women on, to Stephen A's defense, there's women on his show going at him, telling him he don't cover the women. Hold up, homie. You don't cover your own women, girl. Stephen A had no reason to cover you women. You were nobodies. You were irrelevant, an irrelevant sport. Smitty, the WNBA is $50 million in the hole right now with Caitlin Clark bringing in all this money.
And there's multiple factors that go into that, but I don't want to bore the fans with that. But
let you understand all this money and shit that she's generating and the draw that she's bringing to Indiana and the WNBA arenas that she travels to.
It's the most they made.
All this hoopla, and they're still going to be $50 million in debt. And the NBA, Smitty, has to cover that debt.
Well, a lot of that is because the NBA funds them, and they owe the NBA because of the funding. They owe some of these brand partners they have who brands have agreed to do like a rev share split. Hey, we will promote the WNBA. In return, you have to split this. So a lot of that debt, the reason why it's increased this year than other years is because of some of these agreements they have a brand, because of the chartered flights. They actually spent more money on marketing in order to hopefully make more money. Next year, their hopes or plans is to have a bigger, larger TV contract in which they can finally get in the black for the first time ever in the WNBA's history. Sometimes you got to spend money to make money, but that's neither here nor there. I hear what you're saying, JB. I'm not disagreeing with like a lot of what you're saying. Some stuff I do disagree with. At the end of the day, to answer your original question was, do I think race is a role in terms of why people dislike Caitlin Clark? I do think some people, I think that does play a little bit of a role because, again, people are always going to pick a side, especially in black community. You got people in the black community who's like, listen, we ride with Angel Reese no matter what. She looks like she looks like us. She talks like us. She's been around. She grew up like us. So people going to just vote and root for Angel Reese just because of that. You got some people, though, like myself, who at the end of the day, I love basketball, and I just want to root for who's the best and who I'm a fan of. And Caitlin Clark plays for my hometown team, and she's huge for the league like we've never seen before. So I'm voting for Caitlin Clark, and I personally don't give a fuck about Ray. I like Angel Reese too, but Caitlin Clark is a better player, so I'm a fan of her.
That's my point. I want to make sure the chat understands. A black man on this show, Big Smitty, is actually giving a fuck less about this white girl in the WNBA. I'm giving a fuck more about it than he is. Tells you that we are ex-players and we don't give a fuck what color you are. That is my whole point about Stephen A bringing this up all the time. And I'll be honest, why does it get so much attention, Smitty? Like, why is this getting so much attention? I thought Caitlin Clark was saving the WNBA. She's not. She's not saving the WNBA, homie. We pushing this narrative on her. And I'm just telling you, dog, be careful what you ask for. I would be pushing her to go to the Big Three and say, you know what? Fuck them. Let them eat their words. I'm going to go to the Big Three. I'm going to take my $10 million from Ice Cube. I already got an endorsement deal. I'm already going to get that money. I'm going to go to Big Three and see how y'all do. Let's see how y'all do. Let's see how you guys finish it out. I'm on one of the worst teams in the WNBA, but I'm still the number one draw. And let me go ahead and bounce and let you guys handle it. Because
if I was her, I would go overseas with it. Fuck it. You just do that.
I'd go Big Three. I think Big Three is just a bigger draw. I think bigger.
Problem is though, like her hooping against dudes though ain't gonna really. That's not gonna do nothing.
It ain't gonna do nothing. That's why my whole thing. Like
so that's why I said go overseas, hoop against your peers at least, and then you know. But we on the same page, though. We on the same page.
But again, think about it, Smitty.
I don't want her to do that, but like my egotistical side, my prove a point side of me is like, all right, like you said, keep fucking around, and she get pissed and fed up, and she leave, and now what?
Smitty, look, you're putting all this on her. We'll move on right now, but you're putting all this on her shoulders. The race card bullshit side, and then you got the other side is I'm the savior of the WNBA. So this broad shoulders, homie, are getting shit's being dropped on both sides, and she's trying to like. So I'm dealing with this over here,
and she's still hooping.
And I'm taking that. She got to deal with this whole Angel Reese and the hate from all this old shit. Then you hear the media narratives, and then now you're the savior, and she's still the draw, and then she's like, well, fuck. What side do I, you know what I'm saying? Like, eventually, homie, that'll still bust you down.
Yeah.
And she's going to be like, all right, fuck you, motherfuckers. I don't know. I'm just telling you.
And she's still dropping 23, 8, 9, 7 for 11 shooting. Imagine when she can be more mature and stronger.
Hey, imagine, though.
Get used to all the noise.
Imagine this, though. Imagine she's the number one sell, number one draw in the WNBA. Imagine if she was bad, like a fine female. No, I'm serious. I'm not being honest. No offense to her. She's not the greatest looking female, in my opinion. If she was a bad one, if she was like an Angel Reese looker or whoever they want to, shit. She's not even a good looking woman, homie, and she's doing this. Imagine if she was fine.
You got somebody on the way in a couple years, though, who's more talented, better looking,
Juju,
taller, more athletic.
Juju?
I think Juju, once she gets to the WNBA, Caitlin at that point would have already kind of became who we think she's going to become, and then Juju's going to add on to it, and then you're going to keep, like, I think WNBA is in a great spot. I'm going to be real with you. All this talk we doing, the fact that we even arguing about be real. You would never, ever have a discussion about the WNBA ever on your show.
No.
The fact that we doing this right now.
That's what I'm saying. That's my point.
I'm saying that. Whether we
point is
good or bad, this is actually
go ahead and let her walk. Go ahead and let her walk. And
she ain't gonna walk though.
That's my whole point though.
She's not though. Like she loves this shit.
Let her walk.
She loves. Caitlin not soft. Caitlin was raised with boys. Caitlin was her dad. Like she ain't gonna walk at all. She loves this shit. She loves proving people wrong. This is gonna actually make Caitlin become greater, in my opinion.
Look, I root for it. Cool. I don't watch it. I'm not going to get into WNBA. It's a failing sport. It's a failing league, in my opinion. That's just what it is. It's a failing league. And the only reason we're talking about it is because she's a white girl. If she was a sister, nobody would care. If she was killing this league as a sister and the best player and the number one draw, nobody would care. It's probably, just be real, because she's white. Like, let's be real. It's an anomaly, Smitty. It's like me and Compton. It's like, oh, damn, JB from Compton? It's an anomaly. It's something new to discuss and talk about. Like, that's just to me. If it was just Angel Reese,
fuck, we don't have time. But that's
I know.
But that was my whole point of the Stephen A. Like that, like you just like no matter what we say, race is a part of it to that extent that you.
Well, race and not racism though.
Right.
Discussing about race is one thing.
Yeah.
Every single day, why it's the topic is. When you start
even using yourself was a perfect example. A white dude from Compton, like that's a fucking sale. I'm gonna be real with you. Like when people ask me like who you, I'm like I was like Coach JB. He's last guy shoe. You know, he's different type of dude. White dude grew up in Compton. It's like it's like damn okay. Because it's like you said, it's an anomaly. We're not used to that shit. So, but JB, let's go to a quick commercial break. We do got Big Matt join us here, talk Colorado, and the show is loaded, just like you are loaded right now. Let's take a quick break. I'm going to go take a piss, give me a Pop-Tart or something to eat, come back, and we got Big Mac, Colorado talk, and so much more. We got the NBA Finals back today, Mavs, Celtics, Game 6, and so much more to talk about, y'all. Don't y'all go nowhere. We'll be right back and forth.
The University of Colorado, your near and dear alum, had their first team meeting. Yesterday. They had their first team meeting, Matt. We're trying to be calm. They had their first team meeting yesterday. And the two spearheads and figure face of the show program Shedeur Sanders and Shiloh were in Paris doing a runway walk. Do you think this is conducive to successful behavior in winning a Big 12 title and going to a bowl game? I just want to know what you thought of the construction worker, Shedeur Sanders, and the camel wearing baby oil, Shiloh. Please give us your thoughts.
I'll put it like this. I definitely see why people hate Colorado so much. I mean, you're going to miss the first team meeting when we get back for a fashion show and runways in Paris, bro. I know that everybody at Colorado is going to get super pissed off at me for saying this, but I'm not.
I gotta help you. I gotta dive in and save you, homie.
I don't know what to do here, bro. Like
I gotta save you, dude.
Hey, man, it's
I
awesome.
save you. I gave you the full
Thanks
picture.
for setting me up.
Baby, you gotta cut this for Matt, dude.
No,
Oh,
geez, thanks
shit.
for setting me up like this, you asshole, and making me. This is
I
amazing.
did not want you
I
to-
can't in here, dog. I don't do the whole fashion thing. Number one, it's not important to me, and team meetings are important, and I don't know the answer to this question. Anything I say is wrong. Everybody's going to get angry at me for having an opinion. If I don't agree with them that they should go do their fashionista stuff, then I'm a piece of shit. And if I do agree with it, then I'm a fashion icon or something. I don't know, man. I don't know what's happening. I don't understand the question. Can I plead the fifth? Can I plead the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Can I plead the fifth, please? I plead the fifth.
Matt is a fashion icon.
1,
He's
2, 3,
a
4, 5. Dog, like I'm not a fashion icon. I'm not a fashionista. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to do. I'm super confused. I don't appreciate the question and how you set me up like this. And I mean, they looked good in their hunting gear, I guess, but I don't understand, man. What are we doing? I'm wrong. Everybody's just going to get super pissed off at me now because of you. And you asked me this question knowing that it would just make me be super Smitty, man. What am I supposed to do here? What the fuck, man? What am I supposed to do, man? What am I supposed to do here, man? This isn't cool, man.
Talk about being between a rock and a hard place. God.
I know shit, dude. Like, what the fuck, dude?
You heard Matt's voice.
You're asking me of all people, what do I think about the fashion show? I think it's.
Can we get this cut for vertical
I don't
clip?
know how to say this any other way that we probably shouldn't be missing team meetings to be in a fashion show. If we don't want to give everyone else ammunition to use against us. And then, look, I'm not hating. I'm not a piece of shit. I don't dislike Shiloh or Shedeur or Coach Prime. I don't dislike Paris. Fashion's cool. Pharrell is awesome. I don't dislike the fucking, who was he hanging out with? Off Take or Takeoff or that guy? Wasn't he hanging out with him too at a club? And then they were talking to him. Yeah, there you go. It was Quavo. Yeah, and he's up and you too much motion and they couldn't handle them, blah, blah, blah. And so, is everybody going to get mad at Quavo? I didn't say that. I didn't say it. I wasn't at the fashion show. I don't know. I'm just trying to wrap my fucking stupid white brain around this, and I can't do it. I don't know what to do.
Your brain's white? I thought it was pink.
Confused.
Hey, what did Takeoff say about him?
No, it's just, hold on. First of all, that's Quavo. RP to Takeoff. That's Quavo. RP to Takeoff. That's Quavo.
All right, we're back.
Yes, sir.
Let's bring our main man in. I missed my main man, Big Matt. I haven't seen Big Matt in a while. And it was Father's Day. I want to wish everybody a belated Happy Father's Day. Matt, belated Happy Father's Day to you.
Yes, sir.
What's up,
good?
guys?
What up?
Yeah, what's up?
Hey, happy Father's Day, belated. I know I texted you yesterday. Text everybody, happy Father's Day to all the real ones out there. I got to ask you, Matt. I want to ask you, Matt and Smitty. Smitty, you're not a father yet, but I want to ask if you have a take on this. Matt, do you agree with me or disagree? There's a huge difference between a father and a dad.
100%.
I believe, and I don't think people realize, like, there's a reason why it's called Father's Day and not Dad's Day. And I think dads, Smitty, nut kids out. I think fathers raise their children. That's the difference.
Yep.
Yeah, and I agree with you. Father's Day is always a big holiday for actual fathers, but at the same time, it's not a big holiday. Like,
right.
Father's Day, just, get up, enjoy your Sunday. If Father's Day was serious, they would put it on Tuesday.
Hey, you're right, and 100%. I agree. And it's crazy. Mother's and Father's Days, like, just wake up and fucking. That's your like kind of your day to kick it, I guess. As a father, we get like a TV dinner. Mother's Day, though, boy, I gotta take her to fucking 5-star restaurant. I gotta fucking open all the doors, all the bells and whistles. Fathers, here you go. Here you go, Matt. Just fucking throw it on my bed. All right, Matt, let's dive into some shit. Got a lot going on. I'm very loaded today. I'm very, very loaded. Not feeling the greatest I felt. Smitty's sick, but we're here. We're here. So I appreciate you coming on. Let me dive into this right away, right out the gate. NBA Finals tonight. Does Dallas have a shot at all to extend this series?
I don't know. I don't know. That's a hard one. I mean, the gentleman's sweep seems like it's on deck. Boston seemed like they kind of rested in Game 4 to win in Game 5 at home. So, it's a risky proposition, but a proposition nonetheless. I watched the documentary on Shaq last night on HBO, which was awesome. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. And, at a time he was down 0-2 to Dallas, and they came back and won 4 straight. But that was back in the 2-3-2 days. They don't do that anymore. So I think probably the Mavs are cooked, if I had to guess. I would say Boston closes it tonight in 5.
Man, you guys know I had Boston winning this series from the jump when the finals probably at the beginning of the playoffs. The way they lost was so bad, though. I get taking your foot off the pedal, and like they probably want to end it in Boston. I'm sure in front of their fans, and I understand all that. They lost by, I think, 38 points. We're down by like 45 at a point in time. Like that's some like I get losing, but losing like that, I don't think you ever want to lose like that. So,
Minnie, can I give you a stat?
Yes, please.
Interesting stat line to listen to this shit, Matt. So no team's ever come down from 3-0, right? No one's ever came back from a 3-0 series deficit.
Right.
No team's ever won a series after losing a game by more than 30 in a series game.
That's what I'm saying. Like
history will be made either way.
I think tonight's a must win for Boston. I know that shit sounds like what, Darnell? I was like, I get it, but if they lose this game, hypothetically, right, they go back to Dallas for game 6. So now, like, Dallas is going to be rocking, obviously, for a chance to push the series, to a game 7. And if Dallas is able to get to a game 7, like, who knows? We all play sport. We know you get to game 7, like, anything can happen. But foul trouble, injury here, knock on wood, obviously, but this things can happen. So this is a must win for Boston. I think the Mavs are going to win a close one, though. Something is telling me the Mavs are going to win this. So I don't know what it is, but I just got a feeling, man, in my stomach.
Yeah.
It's going to take Luka's fat ass to go do something really special tonight. So
hey, he was playing defense last game, sliding his big ass feet.
What happened? The first 3 games of the finals weren't motivation enough.
I guess not, man. I don't know. I have no idea.
I just don't. I know you're millionaires and shit. I get it. I understand that you're a millionaire athlete. That's awesome. Congratulations. But I don't understand this not playing hard, like everything about the individual shit. It's a different era for me, man. And I'm sure that's what we're going to talk about with CU as well, because I can only imagine what you guys are going to bring up.
Well, I want to dive into something else first with you. And I don't even really know that like I said, Matt, I got home at 2 this morning and I'm really fucked up right now. But let me I'm going to ask you about Aaron Rodgers right out the gate. Rumors are, and and it's come out that he's on another ayahuasca retreat instead of attending mandatory minicamp. He already had an ayahuasca retreat in Costa Rica a couple months ago. Is this a big deal, Matt, or no deal?
Yeah, it's a big fucking deal, bro. If we're going to sit here, I know one's a college player and one's a pro, but if we're going to sit here and criticize Shador and like all these other cats for doing anything at all.
Good point.
Then yeah, I would hope that that we're holding the 8 over the fire. Now I know he's 40 years old and he's a fucking weirdo, and he's out just hammering hallucinogens right now in a dark room, like trying to figure out how to complete a ball. But yeah, I'm really as a former Jet, like I think this is some played out bitch shit. Period. Like I'm sorry, but Aaron Rodgers, there's a reason you've lost 5 NFC title games. There's a reason you're only an MVP and not really. You're a one-time Super Bowl champion. Congratulations. It's Aaron Rodgers is one of the most selfish players in NFL history. He's always been this guy. And this, I'm sorry, but when the mandatory minicamp is, and that is literally the only fucking thing you need to show up to. And he came to all the OTAs and acted like team guy and Jets this, Jets that, and then he couldn't reschedule his tripping session. I mean, come on, dog. I've eaten mushrooms too. They're fun, but I'm not going to go miss mandatory minicamp. And then the other thing is, there's 2 sets of rules shit. I understand that we're all different, but we're not. We're all the same, but we're a little different. I get it. They're not going to treat Aaron Rodgers like they treat some rookie. But it's just at some point everybody else in the room is going to be like, "What the fuck, man?" I mean, the rules don't apply to this fucking guy apparently. Okay,
I think you touched on it and you made my point for me. And Smitty, you got a schedule after spring ball for the summer. You knew when to be back at Ball State for summer ball. You knew when your family reunions, your weddings, whatever went around that schedule. This is the NFL, man. This is the men's league, gentlemen, we're discussing here. Like, your schedule. And
he's about to get how much time off? Let's be real.
That's what I'm saying.
They negotiated so much fucking time off, and everybody's going home right now. OTA's in. It's over for 5 weeks. You go home, and then you go back to camp. He can't go trip in July. You can't go trip for July 4th, homie. And I'm tired of this, he's going to ayahuasca. He's going to eat mushrooms and drink tea and sit in the fucking room and trip his balls off and laugh. Come on.
Let me ask you this.
I know psychedelics are good for mental healing and whatnot, but anybody that's eating mushrooms, you just laugh your balls off and it's a reset and you move on. Like, come on, quit trying to scientifically put something on this all the time.
Smitty, let me ask you,
motherfucker, you're eating mushrooms.
Let me ask you this, Smitty. If he doesn't win another one, are you going to look back, though, at this set of events and say, this is why Tom Brady was the GOAT. This is why Aaron Rodgers will never be put in that conversation. He couldn't even win a second one, and there's a bunch of laundry list items that stacked up, as Matt talks about all the time on this show. Shit starts to stack up. It becomes old and stale, and it's like the same old shit. And why is it a double standard? Why are you okay, but I'm building this culture over here with a bunch of talent, by the way, maybe the most talented, rich roster in football, and yet we can't get over the hump. Either you're going to blame the head coach, Robert Saleh, again, or you're going to blame all the shit we discussed about on this show about what's wrong in leadership at the New York Jets. Because there's obviously some sort of leadership role there happening or not happening. So I don't know. I'm just saying.
Well, I think when you lose, everyone's going to point out every single thing that he's did wrong in the offseason or during the season that could contribute to it. But like we always say, winning solves all too. So it's like if he goes out here and they win the division, they make it to an AFC championship, somewhere the Jets hasn't been since 2009, 2010, if I'm not mistaken, when Mark Sanchez was there, then I think the conversation may be different. I don't know. Some people think it's Super Bowl or bust for the Jets. I personally don't have it in that category because the AFC is fucking loaded and this team is super talented, but they're unproven still. Talent is one thing. Everybody's talented in the NFL, but you got to go out there and show me. So at the end of the day, talent and looking good on paper doesn't mean anything. Well, so for me, I don't have a Super Bowl or bust because I know the AFC is fucking loaded. but a lot of people do. So I think, yeah, if you go out there and they lose in the divisional round or some shit like that, people are going to go out there, probably people on this show, JB, and say, you know what? If he didn't go on that little dark retreat, they probably would have won the game. I don't correlate the two together, but
Matt, I got a great segue for you. This is probably Bailey. Pull up the Chiefs' latest issue. This is probably the 7th off-season issue in the Kingdom fan base. And Matt, this isn't getting 1/8 of the notification or notoriety that Aaron Rodgers is getting for being at a ayahuasca retreat. Because, to Smitty's point and your point, Matt, just win, baby. The Chiefs win. Guess what? Throw all this shit under the fucking rug.
Well, who
second,
is that?
This is the D lineman Bugs, who just had his 2nd domestic violence charge in a matter of 2 weeks.
Yeah, but the only reason it's not a story is because no one has a fucking clue who that is.
And
I think he's like practice. To Matt's point, I think he's like practice squad. He's not even like a starter. I think they signed the practice squad. He's like,
I sincerely doubt he'll be on the roster if he's got this much.
Right. And listen, that's not my whole point to this. To make to your point is, there's a reason why Aaron Rodgers is more in the news than the whole Chiefs offseason. Like, think about what they've had happen there. Rashee Rice, their best receiver. You've had the whole fucking – how many other issues have the Chiefs had this offseason that we're like, damn, another one? Butker, you had the Harrison Butker deal that went viral because he talked about women at the house. And you've had just the Chiefs in the news in this whole offseason is my point.
Yeah, but none of the news has been negative about Kelsey or Mahomes or Chris Jones. So as long as those three aren't the ones fucking up, the Chiefs will be fine.
Mm-hmm.
Just win, baby. All right, let's dive into it, Big Matt. It was funny that the commercial Bailey had on was you and I discussing the runway walk months ago that went viral. And now this is something that you two are going to have to deal out, Smitty, because I'm not privy to the whole situation. So I don't want to speak out my ass. I want Smitty to go ahead, Smitty, and dive into this because I don't know. First of all, I want to ask Matt if he knows anything about it, if it's true or not.
I haven't heard anything. I just saw it on Twitter.
Okay. So apparently – Colorado players that have exited the program, like every other university has had guys exiting programs, have come out to say the players that missed Shador's rap concert, that they were told to go attend. It's a mandatory deal. And the kid said, I don't want to go to watch this concert. And apparently they said, well, then you won't be on the team. And that is what kids are saying. I don't know if it's true or not. I'd be hard pressed to find that was true or not. That's why we have you on, Matt. We wanted to know if you knew about it or if it was true. And that's where I'm at with it because I'm not going to allege but again, the only thing I'm going to say is, again, we have it in the news because it is news.
Okay. Regardless of how I answer this, it's going to be bad. So I'm just going to answer it.
Hey, you can plead the fifth. You want to plead the fifth? We're okay.
No, I don't give a shit anymore. All right. So look, this is obviously spoiled grapes. This is obviously somebody that went in the transfer portal that didn't want to go and was probably pressured, and they were their children. So they were like, okay, I'll go in the transfer portal. And then they went. And they're probably, regretting their decision, and they just decided to talk some shit. So this is obviously anonymous, right?
Yeah, I think so. I
don't know. Bailey, can you click on that link? Is there a source?
It's anonymous.
I haven't seen any. Oh yeah, I thought we would have heard by now.
It's anonymous.
Anonymous. It's anonymous.
So look,
and it's crazy.
I'm going to give this anonymous fucking headline as much credence as it deserves, which is none. If you can't put this is my point now with CU. I have no problem putting my name behind what I say and my face and my business and my social media and everything else. I stand by what I say. The majority of the prime sexuals, the majority of CU fans, the majority of national pundits, the majority of players hide behind anonymous Twitter accounts, and this is now an anonymous story. Okay, so I have no time for anonymous bullshit anymore. You either put your money where your mouth is and you stand up and say it as a man with some chest, or you got to shut the fuck up. All right, that's the new rule. Now, I don't think this is true. I think it's ridiculous. Like, I really doubt that Coach Prime would mandate that the entire team go see Lil Wayne. But why, if you have Lil Wayne on campus, why wouldn't you want to go see him?
Especially if your teammate too, your quarterback is going to be performing like before too as well.
Yeah, I don't really give a shit about that part. But Lil Wayne sounds appealing to me.
Well, I'm saying I would want to support my teammates. All I'm saying, like that's all I'm saying. Like, Matt, if you fucking played the guitar or some shit and you were doing some shit, I'm like, you know what? Fuck, let's go support our.
Come on, dog. You actually think if one of the fucking O-linemen was a country singer that everybody would show up to his concert? Get the fuck out of here.
If he's performing again, if he's tied to a fucking big time artist, I'm not saying Shador. I'm not saying Shador performing by himself. I'm saying he performing with fucking Lil Wayne.
I'm agreeing with you, psychopath. Jesus Christ. I'm saying
agreeing with
they
you.
should go to the show.
Like,
good God in heaven. What the fuck? Are you turning into one of these guys too? Just relax. Let me finish my fucking point. So,
hey, I'm not turning to nobody. I'm saying I do agree with you.
Here we go.
But watch your mouth,
you got my goddamn fucking 2 cents on this. I didn't get to finish my point. I'm getting cut off again. You motherfucking tell me how I feel. You tell me how I don't know how you feel, Matt.
Stop getting so emotional, Matt. You can't come on this fucking show and say whatever you want to say and talk crazy. Somebody say something back. Somebody say something back, and then you want to get an attitude, bro. Like, I get it. Like, calm your big ass down. Calm your big ass down, Matt.
What the fuck are you gonna do?
Shut the fuck up. Talk to me like that. You won't be on the show no more. How about that? You won't be able to. Yeah. You won't be on the show no more. Shut your fat ass up. What's up, JB? What's your opinion? I'm sorry, bro. That's your friend. I put up with Matt, but he come on here and he say all this big, bad, tough, smart shit. Soon as somebody say something back, he get an attitude. Like, come on, bro. No, I'm not. We don't need no ISO. I'm not doing all that. I'm just saying, like, he got to chill out. We all grown ass men. Like, don't come on here talking crazy and shut the fuck up and then think I'm supposed to sit back like a fucking child and just sit here and let you talk. This ain't your show, and I don't know you like that. We know each other from this show. We ain't never met in person. Do not talk to me like that. I will beat your ass for real. All that smiley shit is cool, but don't talk to me like that, man.
Clap it up for Big Smitty, man. Clap it up for Big Smitty. Clap it up.
I'm tired of Matt coming on here talking like he's so big and bad, like he the only fucking Suge Knight of this shit. Like, bro, chill out.
Love it. I love it.
I was agreeing with him. I said, listen. I said yes. I said Lil Wayne performing. I said as what to add on to that. If my quarterback is performing as well, then that's dope too. He said, well, I don't give a fuck about that. I said, listen, I understand. I said Lil Wayne is performing and your teammates performing. That's extra reason why you would want to support. And he said, well, if an old line was playing the fucking guitar, I said, listen, if he's doing that in connection with a superstar, you're performing on the same fucking the same performance, then yeah, I think as a team, man, I'm gonna go support my brother. Like, I don't get what the fuck we arguing for. Like, it wasn't even nothing to argue about.
Yeah, I thought you two were agreeing.
That's what I'm saying. But he gets so worked up like that he's ready to attack. He thinks everybody's attacking him. Nobody's attacking you. If you notice, as soon as he got on the show, he tried to put his hat on. He couldn't get it right. He threw his hat. Like, he's already just fired up for some reason. I'm like, bro, don't take your own attitude and personal shit and bring it on the show. Come on here, be happy, have a good time. Let's discuss. He comes on here with a pissed off attitude all the time for no reason. We ain't did shit to him. We celebrate Matt. We put him on the wall of fame. We hype him up. We clap him up. He comes on the show with a pissed off attitude. If you want to be on the show, don't be on the show then. That's like, anybody got to beg you to be on the show?
Let me dive into. I was going to ask Matt this whole Colorado thing. We're not going to talk about it if it's fake, but we're going to bring it up because it is brought up on Reddit and it's got millions of views. Is this the result of being as popular as they are? People are going to bring up whatever and make up whatever. This is the product of that environment, in my opinion. So, like, this comes with the territory is what I'm saying, Smitty. Like, they're going to make up shit, which is unfortunate because I've had shit made up about me. This is going to happen when you're in the limelight. When you're in the limelight, as much as this program and coach is, and quarterback and the NILs and all this, it goes from this, Smitty, to how many guys transferred out to how many guys transferred in. And then they got the next thing is what? Shiloh's in the news for bankruptcy. Right. And now he filed a bankruptcy thing over a guy that he injured at a high school years ago, 11 years ago. And I don't know if you knew, he filed. I don't know if you knew this. He filed, and I believe it was denied this past weekend or Friday or whatever. So where you at with this Shiloh's bankruptcy deal being denied?
Well, it sounds like, I mean, he's going to end up having to pay this guy then, right? I mean, I'm not no fucking lawyer, no like that, but the reason he was filing bankruptcy was to show that he doesn't have the funds basically to pay whatever the case said he owes. But if he got denied, then common sense would tell me that he's going to end up having to pay this guy that he put hands on back in the days for this. So that's how I'm taking it. It's this stuff stacking up. Obviously, I'm a Colorado, I'm a Coach Prime supporter and fan, so I'm rooting for Colorado. But at the end of the day, like, it's a bad look to have stuff just stacking up, whether it's true, whether it's false, whether it's whatever it is. When stuff is just stacking up on top of each other, yeah, it becomes an issue. So, that's what it is. But Colorado, they got to win. I would say that. They got to go out here and win. If they don't win, it's going to be an issue. So.
Does his dad pay that? Like, who's going to pay that? Like, you got it. There's too much money in the program, and there's too much money in your program, in my opinion. Right. So, I don't know. I don't know. He filed the bankruptcy a while ago.
Yeah.
I don't know, Bailey, can you find the new results though? Because there's new shit out there. I'm seeing it all over right now. It either got denied by a judge on Friday or this morning. I don't know if it just happened or what, but apparently there was a denial, or I don't know what's going to happen. Payment plan. I don't know what's going to happen. How you pay back? How much money is it? 11 mil or something?
A lot. Yeah, something like that. It was a lot. And I know Shiloh got some money, but I don't know if he papered up like that.
I don't know if that's what I'm saying. I don't think Shiloh's going to pay it.
Shiloh ain't, yeah.
I don't believe Shiloh will pay it. That's my whole point. I think it's going to be something else. But I want to stay on this Colorado thing real quick. Bailey, can you bring up the number of transfers again that we were talking about? This is something that's come out on 3 transfer portals, said that they've had 44. I read somewhere else that it was 48 transfers out. It is what it is. I'm not even tripping on the Colorado thing. I'm tripping at the mass number amongst these other programs in the country on how many. When you see Alabama on this list that has 35 transfers out, it really starts to resonate as a former coach and player and a guy that wants to see a good product, which college football used to be so fucking organic, so legit, so, the roots of the, whether you were good or bad, Smitty,
right,
you were going to find it in the true roots of a person and the college level, the college football program. Fuck, man. That's a lot of kids, homie. That's major programs right there. Michigan State, Alabama, Miami, USC on this list. Like, be honest. And I'm tired of hearing the narrative, Smitty, that we got new coaches, JB. Every time there's a new coach, dog, I'm tired of hearing that, homie. Like, start going to a place. And I understand. Listen, I get the fact that you go places for certain people.
Yep.
But let's be honest, dog. Like, we never transferred because we got a new coach or we lost a coach. We hated it. We talked shit. We were like, fuck, man, what's this new guy going to be like? We always had that discussion. But we never just 35 guys max exodus. This is happening now. Just times 35 times 131 schools. And just look at the number that's happening. This ain't a Colorado thing. This ain't nobody's thing. And Shaun King brought it up. He'll bring it up tomorrow. These are schools that Shaun King was like, hey, these are either new coaches coming in or guys leaving, and these are the schools. USC, Lincoln Riley's been there long enough now.
Yeah, that's true.
So Mario Cristobal, you're the go-getting recruiter. I can't wait to ask Steve about this tomorrow. The number one job for a recruiter, just being honest, I look at recruiting different than a lot, I think. I think I look at recruiting much different than a lot of people. Like, let's be real, man. The number one job of a recruiter is retention. It's to retain old products and build new products. So recruitment, if you define the word by the letter, you get it something new to replenish.
Right.
It doesn't say anything about losing old. It talks about replenishing new. So I'm just saying, dog, it's very – I never could imagine losing 35 dudes when I took over a program. I could cut some. I can get rid of some. I can set a culture, and in that culture rebuild, I'm going to lose some.
Right.
I get it. But I'm never going to lose and not retain. I just don't understand why we have nobody retaining anybody. How are we how are we not retaining any of this talent nationally? It's not a Colorado thing anymore. This is a straight up Saban left, Smitty. So we knew we were going to lose 35. If you were the motherfucking dude going into Alabama, you should have kept those dudes.
That's true, but I will say sometimes certain coaches have like certain schemes though that just don't fit who you are. I remember, I can't remember who the coach was at the time, but I remember there was a Cincinnati years ago when I was still in college. They had like a new defense coordinator who came in like after 1 year. So I had a lot of teammates who played at Cincinnati from Warren Central High School, and they had like a new D coordinator who came in, and he only liked a certain style of defensive lineman. Like you had to be like 6'5" and above to start and play. And it was like if you was one of those undersized cats, 6'1", 6 foot, or whatever, you was not about to see the field. So I had a couple guys who one of my homies, Josh Posley, who was a I think 3-star, 4-star recruit coming out of high school, ended up transferring to Ball State and finished out his career there because it's not because he wasn't playing. He plays a true freshman, played in like bowl games, was very talented. But certain coaches have certain schemes where it's like, I'm just not going to see the field. I don't fit your scheme. So I do think there are special cases in which like it makes sense to leave. But I'm with you though. Like when it's 30-some players, 40-some players, to me it shows that these coaches aren't putting the effort in at all to retain the guys who are not starting, to retain the second string guys, the third string guys, the true freshmen who are redshirting. I think these coaches, to me, is showing that they're just not spending any time with them at all. Because like you said, if I believe in the plan, the vision of the coach, if the coach is showing that he actually cares about me as a young man and growing into a grown man, and I wouldn't just up and leave because it's bigger than just how many plays did I get today, how many plays did I get this year, it's bigger than just the field at that point. But to me, if these mass exoduses are happening, then that just shows these coaches are not playing that role that they once did, in my opinion.
I just think we make an excuse as to why to leave. Back in the day, there was no excuse to make.
Well, back in the day, we couldn't leave though either, JB.
Hey, Smitty, but yeah, I'm just saying though. But we didn't want
let's
to.
keep it real though. If your era had these rules, I'm not saying you would leave, but I guarantee the numbers will be way higher.
There's a difference between wanting to do something and forced to. We never wanted to leave, homie. We never wanted to leave to school we committed to or went to. We chose that school. We chose that school for multiple reasons other than a scheme and a fucking right now we're making an excuse as, hey, the scheme's going to change, so I'm going to go from a 40 front to a 3-4. Well, guess what, Smitty? You fit my 3-4 scheme. You're going to be a tilted nose. Your body, you're Aaron Donald. I like your height and size. You played a shade. You played a true 2-eye last year in a 40. We're going to tilt you now, put you a little more on the center. And like, I get there's a difference, but dog, is that going to really force you to leave? So you're going to go search the country to go find another 40 front team when you like everything else that's going on at that school that you chose to go to from the gate. You lost your coach. And now we make up these excuses as, hey, man, we're going to go from 21 personnel to 10 personnel. Quarterback, I'm not a 21 personnel guy. Like,
but I feel like you're almost downgrading the
I'm not downgrading
importance
it.
of a head coach, though. Like when my head coach came to my living room and spoke to me and my mother and my grandmother and was telling me certain things, like that matters to me. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure when you went to go talk to parents and stuff like that, that matters. So like you can't, like you're selling me on the school, but you're selling me on you as a man. You know, you're talking to the mom or the father saying, hey, I'm going to take your baby and turn him into a man. And if you up and leave, it's like, well, shit, I don't know this next cat. This next cat did not want me. This next cat is coming in here with his own players, his own scheme, his own coaches. So, like, that is a reason to want to leave, in my opinion.
But let me ask you, though, what are we teaching? What are we teaching cats? Like, I'm be honest. Like, let's just be real. Like, there was a reason why I think I'm built the way I am, because I had to go through those things. And I think we are setting ourselves up for failure in an all-time cliff. We allow guys to get out of jail pass. Just go ahead, get out. All right, go ahead. And then we honor. And then we actually get coaches now saying, hey, we wish you the best. Go on and transfer. Like, I don't know, dog. I think we're just like, I like having tough skin and going through adversity. I think it made me who I am. I think it makes the young kids understand that in life, it ain't going to be the way you drew it up every single time. Smitty, guess what? I drop back and you bat the ball down and it gets picked. It wasn't how I drew it up. I was trying to throw the hits for a first down. That is the fucking beauty of it. This is what happens in real life. I don't think we're setting our kids up for fucking success by letting them go at all-time cliff. But it is what it is. It's not even a Colorado thing. It's just a total rehaul every single quarter in this business. And I'm just like, fuck, man. I don't get it. So it is what it is.
No, that's real.
Let me ask you something about a comment Michael Lombardi dropped about Daniel Jones. Not deserving his $100 million deal. He also said, including the fact that he's the only QB in NFL history to receive a $100 million deal without having a 3,500-yard or 25-plus touchdown season.
He's spitting. I'm just reading this tweet right here. 0-11. 0-11 against teams that have won 12 or more games, according to NFL research. The only quarterback to receive a contract in excess of $100 million and never have a season throwing for 3,500 yards or 25-plus touchdowns. I mean, listen, shout out to Michael Lombardi for just dropping the facts, because these are facts. There's nothing to argue against right here. This is the.
I'm texting him right now.
Please text him and tell him I said Big Smitty said thank you. Because at the end of the day,
I'm texting right now to come on the show and argue with me.
I hope so, man. I hope so.
I love Michael, and I think he is as knowledgeable as anybody. My counter to him, and it wouldn't be a necessarily disagreement, but the counter would be what I say all the time about Daniel Jones in this situation. Let's be honest. Like, let's look at the whole thing as variables, because we'll all, in the media and everybody else, will all give certain guys passes for what they don't have. But this guy continues to be the one guy that no one seems to give a pass for having the worst O-line in football, the worst wide receiver core in football, losing their fucking running back twice, getting hurt throughout his tenure, then losing him now to another rival in the Eagles, Saquon, and then finally getting a decent, worthy rookie wide receiver. We'll see what Neighbors does. And losing a tight end again to retirement that we thought was going to be the savior for him. And you see my point, though? Is a lot of up and down, homie, with this cat right here. And everyone's just so quick to get rid of him. Just like y'all were with Sam Darnold. Just like y'all were with the Mormon MILF Hunter. Those, to me, Smitty, I'm just going to leave it at this and you can have it. The resume is still being written. I understand about the $100 million deal. It is what it is, but we're paying all of them. We talk about it every day. We're paying all these dudes. Trevor Lawrence hasn't earned it either. So either it's Kyler Murray. Either it's fucking, I can go down the list on a bunch of QBs.
At least those cats show some damn signs, though. God.
Signs. So is he. He won a playoff game.
He didn't win
a playoff game.
Stop.
He won a playoff game.
Saquon won the playoff game.
Man, don't say that shit. You're gonna stop. Now you're gonna say the running back fucking won a playoff game.
He was the best player on the team. Kyler
the
Murray was the
fuck
best
outta
player
here. You're gonna
on
say
his
a
team,
running
contrary to
back?
believe. Trevor
Get outta
Lawrence,
here,
when they win a
man.
playoff game, he's the best player on his team, contrary to
That
believe.
might be the most.
Daniel Jones was not the best player on his team.
It doesn't matter. You're not
It
going
do
to talk
matter.
about any running back in the NFL winning a playoff game other than this team right here because you don't like Daniel Jones. Get out of here with that shit. That's the worst take I've ever
So
heard.
you tell me Saquon wasn't vital to that team
Hold
having
on.
success that season, JB? Come on
Hold
now.
on, though. You're going to tell me
You know
a
too much
running back.
football. You know too much football.
You're going to tell me a run. You do too. You're going to tell me a running back is responsible for fucking winning a playoff game in the
That
NFL.
Giants team. That
Come on,
Giants
man.
team.
So then CMC took the 49ers to the Super Bowl.
Did you see Brock Purdy's numbers? Did you see Brock? I sound like Stephen A. Smith. Did you see Brock Purdy's numbers?
Holy shit, man.
Golly.
Oh, my God.
You have a fascination for sorry-ass players in the NFL, and I don't know why. You dislike the greats, and you love the shitty players. And I think it's because, like, I don't know if it's like you feel like the greats get too much praise too soon, so it makes you feel uncomfortable. But then all the shitty players who you feel like gets too much slack, too much whatever, you feel like you got to uplift them. It's like a weird. I've learned this about you in the last year here. You have a weird little thing there where you don't like Mahomes, you don't like Lamar, you don't like all these great players, but then you love Danny Dimes, you love Sam Darnold, you love. It's like I don't get you, man.
Let me counter that.
Please counter.
How about what you think is great is not great to me? How about that?
Okay.
So why is that wrong? Why is that wrong? If I don't believe that a guy that knows the position, and if I don't believe he is great, and to your great standard, term of definition of great, then I'm a hater. Like, it makes zero sense to me. Like, there is no greatness anymore. This position is as watered down as it's ever been. I talk about it all the time. Is Daniel Jones fucking Troy Aikman? No, I'm not saying it. He is. But if we're going to pay Kyler Murray, who's never won a playoff game, then we're going to pay Daniel Jones, who has. And that just is what it is. That's the point of this whole thing. We're not going to talk about a running back winning a playoff game. Like, let's be real. It's all quarterback generated. That's why we just saw Trevor Lawrence get paid. That's why we just saw Lamar get paid. Jalen Hurts get paid. Tua's about to get paid. Dak's about to get paid. Kirk Cousins got paid. This is why. It's not about the running back. Why is the running back so lowly paid then? If that's the case, come on, man. It makes no sense. These guys are not great to me. It's just an opinion. I'm just saying, if they're not as great to me as they are to you, doesn't mean it's wrong. It just means that is the disagreement.
No, I'm cool with that. But your energy towards the top of the line players, let's call them the top of the league players. They don't have to be great, but the best players in this league. The energy towards them is always finding a way to attack Mahomes or to discredit what he's done, to discredit what Lamar has done. But then with guys like Daniel Jones, it's complete opposite. You find ways to uplift the little things that he's done. He's won a playoff game. He's done this. He's done that. Well, all I'm saying is, why can't you use that same positive energy that you use with Daniel Jones and Sam Darnold and all the excuse making you make for those guys? Why can't you make those same excuses and use that same energy towards Lamar and Mahomes and Josh Allen and those cats?
This is why. Those guys are inherited great rosters. Let's just keep it real. You act like Lamar Jackson came into a New York Jets or Giants organization or Carolina. These guys you're talking about have inherited great rosters, not only on defense, which helps a quarterback in the NFL. If you didn't know this, people, not only great defenses have these guys inherited, if we look at it, great weapons around them, great O-lines, great running games. They're not great quarterbacks. They manage a great roster and are freaks of nature athletically, and we give them passes as if they're the next great thing because, to your whole point, they get the bag. Lamar got paid for what? And then he won MVP last year with the lowest MVP winning numbers ever.
Still won. Best player on the best team in the league.
Homie. This is just a mediocrity, in my opinion. It's not it's a disagreement on what my greatness is versus yours. I get your point. You want to pay the guy, but if you're going to pay a guy that hasn't won a playoff game, you got to pay the guy that has. That's just is what it is. You can't fight me on that and tell me there's a difference.
I'm not fighting you on that. I'm not. Like, get your money. You know me. Get your money.
Guys, like we just brought up Trevor Lawrence. When you talk about those guys getting paid, there's no difference in my opinion. And by the way, through their first 48 starts. Aren't these guys almost identical? Him and
But
Trevor
JB,
Lawrence?
like, all right, listen, I'm not a big Trevor Lawrence guy. You know I'm not, because I was on here.
I'm just saying, numbers wise.
But all right, using your quarterback eyes that you have, because our eyes work. Forget the numbers, forget everything else for 5 minutes. Your eyes work. You telling me you feel like Daniel Jones is just as good as Trevor Lawrence? Like, do you really, like, for real? Like, no bullshit.
First of all, Daniel's a better athlete.
Okay.
Daniel's a better athlete, and Daniel can make every single throw Trevor Lawrence can make. Can he not?
So you're saying yes then?
Yeah, yes, of course.
Okay, cool. All right.
But what I'm saying is, can he not make every single throw, and is he not a better athlete than Trevor Lawrence?
He's a better athlete for sure.
Okay, so what's the difference in those two?
I don't think he can make as every throw as consistent as Trevor Lawrence can make them.
But Trevor Lawrence is one of the most inconsistent throwers in the last 3 years.
But that lets you know how bad Daniel Jones is then.
But that's my point, Smitty. He just got a bag. That's my whole point of this conversation. You just paid Trevor Lawrence, and you said, hey, it is what it is. That's the market. Then why is this guy not supposed to get paid? I'm using your own.
What I'm saying is, like, our eyes got to work at some point. Like, I guess here's what I'm saying. With Trevor Lawrence, although I'm not high on Trevor Lawrence, this guy at one point in time, a couple years ago, was the number one overall draft pick. This was a cat that we were having conversations in the media of, like, damn, is there a way that they could change the rules at Clemson or in college to make him get to the NFL quicker? He's going to be the second coming of Andrew Luck. Now, he's falling short from that for sure, but there was a reason the conversations were being had based upon the talent that we saw. Danny Dimes was a really good quarterback at Duke, but he was never in the same breath as Trevor Lawrence from an overall skill set, ability to throw the football around, accuracy, way he stands in the pocket, etc. Never. So and then again, watching the NFL tape, even just the way Trevor Lawrence, some of the throws he's made and the way he plays, like, the offense runs through and has always ran through Trevor Lawrence, good or bad. The offense goes through Trevor Lawrence. He's a clear-cut leader and best player on that team or on that offense, we'll say, the leader of the offense. Where Danny Dimes has never, to this point, been considered the best player on his offensive team. Why? Because it was the back. The offense have always went through Saquon when healthy. And the best season they ever had is when Saquon was healthy. As soon as he gets hurt, the team fucking hit rock bottom.
Crazy. You guys,
make it make sense. Why? If Danny Dimes is so good, why can't they play well when Saquon is hurt?
You guys got
Why can't they make the playoffs when Saquon is hurt? I don't understand that. If Danny Dimes is the guy, why do they need Saquon so much?
It
doesn't make sense to me.
You guys. So why does Purdy need CMC so much? Like, come on, man. Miss me with this bullshit. You guys are crazy with this. You're comparing Daniel Jones at fucking Duke to fucking Trevor Lawrence at Clemson on a 2-time national championship roster who beat Alabama? You're talking about Duke, homie. And then you're talking about the New York.
Why'd he go to Duke? Why'd he go to Duke?
New York Giants.
Why'd he go to Duke? Listen,
I
went to Ball State.
Hold on.
I went to Ball State. I didn't go to Michigan. No. I wasn't a 5-star guy. There was a reason behind that, JB. It's a reason behind that.
Hold on, though.
Your talent took you to Duke.
Why did Josh Allen not have one fucking D1 recruit and went to fucking Wyoming, homie?
Grades.
Make it make sense. Why did Trey Lance go to fucking FCS school then? You guys talk about quarterbacks that have no
Trey Lance, and we see what Trey Lance has done in the NFL. Horrible example.
Half this chat has not a clue about fucking quarterbacks. The general population has not a clue about the quarterback position, and yet you tell me to make my eyes work. My eyes do work better than everyone else. That's the problem. But I'm the hater. Hold on. This dude was a JUCO kid, Josh Allen, out of high school. Had to go JUCO, then didn't have no 5 D1 offers, goes to Wyoming, and now we're talking about a Hall of Fame Mount Rushmore type of guy. So if it doesn't matter where you go, Smitty, then what are we arguing about?
Listen, I'm putting it all together. I'm putting it all together. College and what we've seen in the NFL. Danny Dimes have not shown me shit. I'm sorry.
I get it. That's fine.
He ain't showing you nothing either. You're just hoping and praying and wishing and rolling the dice and just thinking he's going to be something. He ain't really showing you nothing.
That's the difference, though. That's the difference in this argument.
I sure wish you gave Lamar Jackson the same amount of, like, fucking just coddling. I wish you rocked Lamar like this too, boy, because the standards is so different for certain players, and I don't get why. I don't understand why.
That's why. That's the whole disagreement. You don't understand why, because I'm telling you that my eyes do work in a different way. I have seen Daniel Jones do things. That's why. You think I'm just trolling and I'm going to say, oh, this guy's horrible. We see him. Shaun King comes on here and talks about Geno Smith all the time. If he was outside in shorts, you'd be like, fuck, he's the best ball spinner in the league.
Right, but football ain't played in shorts, so I don't care about that.
I get it.
I had teammates who look like Tarzan and play like Jane. I don't care about none of that. What do you do when the film comes on with pads on?
My point is, everyone we see through our eyes at the position is a lot different than you or whoever else in this chat. It's a different lens. That's all I'm saying. There is something I see in Daniel Jones. There is something I see in some of these guys. And then there's guys I see benefiting from a roster. Smitty, we talk about that all the time. Take Mahomes to Chicago. Is he Mahomes right now? You and I have talked about this, and we both said no, hell no.
I don't think so. I think Andy Reid's very important.
Okay, and the roster's not bad either. Like, come on.
Yeah.
This is an organization.
Yeah, but even last year, roster wasn't that good. They still won. But I hear you, bro.
We talk about guys getting drafted and where they get drafted all the time.
It
Johnny
matters.
Mandel, Cam Newton, all these guys that have. We talk about all these guys from Ryan Leaf on down. Where they got drafted and to who matters. But for Daniel Jones, it don't. For Zach Smith or Wilson, it don't. For Trevor Lawrence, for whatever reason, getting drafted into a team that was a first-year college coach legend coaching in the NFL don't matter. Like, come on, man, it does. This shit matters. If I see a skill set on a queue and I know this guy is special like Sam Darnold and has all the skill set, then I'm going to say it. And I'm going to say, guess what, dog? Sam Darnold's had 6 head coaches and 7 OCs in his first 3 years in 2 horrible organizations, the Jets and Carolina. And you guys are seriously going to sit here and argue and say, oh, it doesn't matter. Still, he's turned the ball over. Really? So it doesn't matter that the center's getting fucking blown up into his chest at the snap of the ball. It doesn't matter at all. He's supposed to just say, oh, fucking throw a touchdown. Come on, man. You guys sound naive and ignorant when you talk about quarterbacks out here. You guys in the chat think that you really know this position better than me. It's crazy. All things matter, not just 2 things like Smitty says. All things matter at this position. At this position in this league, all things matter. Daniel Jones got away with being special at Duke because he was special. Trevor Lawrence got away with being special at Clemson because he was special, just like Deshaun Watson was before him. And there's all these different criteria that make quarterbacks have success. It goes down to roster, structure, coach, character, work ethic, and then result. And the results are how we judge these guys. And if Daniel Jones had been winning more games than he won already by beating Minnesota in the playoffs, we would say this guy is well worth the $100 million. Let's just be real.
But of course, but he's not winning.
Either it's Kyler Murray, but Kyler Murray is to you, homie. Kyler Murray's worth it, though.
Kyler Murray was about to be an MVP before he got hurt, JB.
Oh, man, miss me with that shit.
Kyler Murray about to be an MVP before he got hurt, JB.
You'll pay him, but not Daniel Jones.
And again, your eyes, yes, I would. Yep. Yes, I would.
Because your eyes don't work.
Because my eyes work. Because my eyes work. You talk about talent. Kyler Murray's a better athlete. He's faster. He's quicker. He has a better arm.
You know
the guy was drafted to go to the fucking MLB and the NFL at the same time. One of the best premier athletes in the NFL. My eyes do work, actually. How about that?
I know what it is.
You better not say it.
When D linemen speak about QBs, they speak of a guy that they don't want to chase around, and they think he's so God-gifted because they have to chase this dude around. I can't get a sack on him. I know what it is, because every D lineman I know talks about the quarterback they couldn't sack, and they talk about the one they could sack, and they say he's garbage, but he's the guy that win a Super Bowl.
So if that's the case, then okay, let's start the argument, because I got a rebuttal to that. If that's the case, why did I just pick Trevor Lawrence over Danny Dimes after we both agreed that Danny Dimes is a better athlete? Make it make sense, homie.
Say what?
Your math ain't mathing. We just agreed that Trevor. I just told you 5 minutes ago that I would pick Trevor Lawrence over Danny Dimes after you and I both agreed that Danny Dimes is the better athlete than Trevor Lawrence. So if what you just stated about athletic quarterbacks and D linemen were true, don't you think I would have chose Danny Dimes over Trevor Lawrence, homie?
No.
Come
What
on,
do you mean?
bro.
This ain't. Come on, dog. You're comparing apples to oranges. You're not comparing fucking Kyler Murray. So is Kyler Murray not a better freak of nature than both of them?
Of course.
Okay, so come on. You're comparing apples and oranges. You're comparing Daniel Jones and Trevor Lawrence. They're very comparable. Let's be honest. They're both comparable in skill set. Arm talent, athlete, in the pocket, runner. Daniel Jones, though, we both agree, is slightly better athletically because he's probably faster.
Slightly.
He's probably faster. Wait up. Is Daniel Jones he's faster? He's faster. We know he's almost as fast as fucking Justin Fields. Daniel Jones can roll.
Okay. So don't say slightly. Like, he's a better athlete than Trevor Lawrence. Like, the point made clear. He's harder to chase down as a D lineman, but he still ain't better than Trevor Lawrence. Listen, I will never be able to break down quarterbacks the way you will. I would never come on here and try to say that. Let me ask you this. But some stuff I don't need to be all fucking expert. Some stuff just watch.
I don't think you need to
watch. Like, I know Joe Burrow when healthy is great. I know Mahomes is great. I know Lamar Jackson is something we've never seen before. I know Josh Allen. There's certain stuff where you don't have to be a fucking super scientist behind this shit where I just common sense. I know football. I know the guys I don't want to play against. I know the guys who wins games. I know who the guys who are the true leaders and best players on their teams, and the guys who aren't. At some point, you got to nut up or shut up. Now, listen, Danny Downs, he might end up being really good. Geno Smith, it took him a long time. Geno Smith struggled early in his career, found the right system late in his career, got connected with Pete Carroll, and had a bounce back kind of type of career, I would say, on the back half. Shout out to Geno. Maybe Danny Downs can do that. Maybe Sam Darnold can do that. But we got to pump the brakes. We still got to see it, though. Like, I mean, golly.
But listen, you don't have to know the quarterback position. You can, football. So to that point, like, we're going to disagree on the thing. But I got to ask you this, though. Like, let's just give me a real answer. You taking the fucking Jaguars off team or the Giants team? Don't talk about the quarterback. What team are you taking? And if I swap those two players, I bet you fucking Daniel Jones is goddamn pretty successful. I'm just throwing it out there. But we always never want to talk about the team. We always talk about the result of the QB. Dog, the QB is a direct fucking.
It's close. It's close. I'll probably take the Jazz, but it's close though.
It's not close.
The Jazz ain't something envy. You know, like the Jazz got some like
but they're a lot
Hall of
better
Fame
than
roster
the Giants,
over there or something.
They're a lot better than the Giants. Come on.
Giants got Malik Neighbors. I don't know. They got some cats.
We haven't even seen this team yet. We haven't even seen this team play yet. But either team. We're not even talking about this year's team. We're talking about the last 3 years that these two quarterbacks have been on these two teams.
Okay, so Saquon,
you know damn well you're taking the Jags.
Best running back in the game, arguably, in Saquon. I don't know. I mean, I'd probably take the Jags, but it ain't as far away as what you think. It ain't as like clear cut as what you think.
You guys just have to understand, man, when you're a young quarterback, and I'm just keeping it honest, when you're a young quarterback, to have success, like Mahomes got to see Alex Smith, and he goes in the game and he has all things perfect world scenario. He has a great O-line, a great defense, and a great pass-catching tight end. He has a great play-calling coach. This is all things perfect for a QB. We're acting as if Patrick Mahomes was already put in the Hall of Fame coming out of Texas Tech. We talk about Texas Tech, Patrick Mahomes, the same way we're talking about AR5 coming out of Florida. It wasn't some godly quarterback we've never seen. We never hyped up Patrick Mahomes like we are. You guys hyped up. You didn't hype up Josh Allen coming out of Wyoming. He had all things perfect. He had Buffalo, great defense. Hold
on. If you're going to use Josh Allen, though, shit was not perfect in Buffalo.
I'm just
saying, though, Buffalo was not like this.
I'm going down the list.
Superstar. You know that.
I'm going down the list on all these quarterbacks is my point. I can go down the list on all these guys. You didn't fucking expect Ben Roethlisberger to come out of fucking Miami of Ohio and be the guy he was. All things were perfect for certain guys. Why did Tony Romo struggle early coming out of Southern Illinois? And then we're like, damn, Romo's one of the best ball spinners I've ever seen. I got Tony Romo in my top 10 ball spinners of all time. We didn't know that coming out of Southern Illinois. But guess what? He got around a pretty good fucking roster in Dallas. And guess what? All things have to be coinciding with your success for a quarterback. That's just what I'm saying. If you get drafted to a horrible franchise, we talk about it, Smitty. You're on record saying it. How do we know? We never saw the guy on any fucking structured, great, organized team. We've always seen him in this team and this O-line and this running. He was horrible. They were horrible. I wish I could have seen Justin Fields in KC. We've always heard about it. We always use these narratives. So why does it not go with the quarterback that's struggling or haven't met our, I guess, expectations based on pay? At least I keep it real all the time and say none of these dudes deserve this pay. Not in my opinion, because we set it up. Now we're talking about guys and we're individualizing each guy as to what they're worth. When the market has said they're all worth this. Like, we're trying to break down each guy now. It's like, to me, I don't want to use the word fair, but to me, it's like a very, very skewed way of evaluating the QB if we're going to talk about the bag of money that they're getting based on the results they're earning. Because Kyler Murray hasn't earned that bag. Daniel Jones has earned this much more because he has a playoff win. But we're not going to pay him because he hasn't beat a top team and he's 0-11 versus teams of this and this. That's not how we pay him, though, Smitty. You said that all the time. We're not basing these guys off their records versus certain teams. This is the NFL. Like, come on, man. Anyone can beat anybody any given day. So I don't know. Good conversation. I do want to talk about, before we take a commercial break, though, the bug situation in KC. It seems to be an ongoing issue. E-Dub hit me up. Weddle hit me up the other day and was just like, man, at what point Weddle has been in that locker room. He understands like what happens in there. And he goes, at some point, though, like we talk about stacking up shit, even though this guy's, not a main contributor and he's not Chris Jones. At what point, though, does it saturate the greatness that's happened there the last 2 Super Bowls? Ever? Does it eventually? Because Weddle seems to think it'll eventually catch you. Just like this. The league catches us every day anyway. The league is the league. Cats are always trying to catch the top dog. Now you're holding yourself from being elite and climbing the ladder yourself. Now you're kind of holding dudes, like you're holding your growth down by always having this in the news. I don't know if it's a big deal. If you win, hey, kudos to Andy Reid and fucking they seem to keep winning through all this. So It's not really a story until it's a story, I guess.
That's why I'm not really concerned, because I just think if you got Mahomes and Reed together, you're going to be in the mix. You're going to be at least an AFC championship. You got them together and they're healthy and their minds are clear. So, I mean, it's a bad look, but I don't think it changes anything at the end of the day. The Chiefs are still going to be the Chiefs. They are the top dogs until proven otherwise.
Yeah. Let's take a break and then come back with Jeff Nadu for the last hour. We got a lot to break down here. A lot of betting to talk about. Edmonton stole a game, 8-1, blew out Florida. I'm glad I didn't make that bet on the 2.
Hey. Last week you thought I was talking crazy when I told you I said them Panthers was going to lose. You said, yeah, 3-0 right now. I said, I know. I said it's going to be the best.
I'm glad I didn't make that bet on both.
I was crazy last week, y'all.
Hey, remember, no 2 teams have swept at the same time, NBA and NHL. And I was like, shit, I might bet that. It might be worth some money.
Might be 2 of the biggest comebacks ever in finals history for 2 different sports at the same time. I don't know.
I'm loaded. Smitty's sick. Smitty and Matt got into a verbal fight. Smitty got into a virtual fight with Matt earlier. If you didn't go, check it out.
I'm going to fight me now. Matt texting JB. I saw JB smile earlier. I already know how Matt get down. It's all love, Matt. You come back on the show. I ain't tripping.
Nah, he didn't.
I ain't even mad.
Nah, I'm getting texted.
That's the thing about it, JB. I'm not even mad.
You shouldn't be.
I'm cool.
I never get mad.
He could have stayed on the show right then and there. I would have been cool.
I know.
Sometimes you just got to check people.
You know how many times we fought? I remember me and Matt and I fought 3 years ago, and everybody was like, no. And Matt was on the next day, and then it was. Grown men have disagreements. It is what it is.
Yeah. Let's do a quick break, though, so I can go blow my nose.
Take us away, baby. We'll be back in 4. Here, this is the infamous one of the palm trees at Ash 8.
Can't fucking believe you. See this fucking belt? You see this? Who just eats a whole fucking palm tree, man? You guys are fucking shitting. This fucking unearthed the motherfucker. Ate the whole fucking thing. Like, who eats a whole fucking palm tree? Like, you fucking shitting me? Are you fucking shitting me? Now let's check now. Who did it? I'm gonna look at the fucking camera. Who fucking did it? Sit down. Sit down. Sit. Sit down. Now, do we understand each other? Excuse me. There is no more fucking up palm trees. I'm tired of spending all this money, and now I've created a whole fucking barricade for you. So I don't want to have to dig this bitch out. I'm fucking dead. I'm old, my back hurts, I'm fucking stiff as a porn dick. Come here, sit down. Sit down. Boy, if you don't sit your ass down, now, you come over here with me. Come on. Here's what I had to do to fucking stop you. And I got a better, beautiful, bigger tree. So now we are shitting in tall grass. Replanted it, bitch. Soiled it up. Put a little trellis in here. Put a bunch of fucking stones. Look like Stonehenge around this bitch. And now, Ash, are you gonna fucking try to dig this bitch out? Are you gonna do this? Are you gonna do this again? So I had to. Ash, remember this? Remember you ate this? Did you do this? He ate once. I put this little moat around it. And just a sitting area. Come over here. We got the plastic basketball court and driving range. So if I ever want to pull out the big dog, that's our net. All we do is just slap down our driving range, you know. Bam, swing away. And that's where we swing into the net. Jimmy crack corn on this hoop. And here's my RV parking where I park the whips. Let's take you out and show you a few. Out these double gates, I'll show you a few cars. Come on out. So right here, of course, is the bad boy. The last year they made this Cadillac EXT, one of a kind. Can't find these anywhere. And then you come out here, you got the 650i, BMW, rag top, 500 to the rear, white interior. You know, can't beat it. This is my baby though, my truck. Full sound, custom sound system in both. Top notch, only as I do. And obviously, this is my crib. Oops. All right, that's JB's Cribs. Appreciate you jumping by, coming by. Listen, it's time to go. Now take your asses and get the hell out of here. I'm about to go cook some slapstick tri-tip. It's been a pleasure. Now go home. Peace. Get to look down on the property. That'll do it. Real Coach JB's Cribs. Peace. Hey, Bailey, I just sent you, I just put it in the private chat. Can you put that video in when Jeff gets on? I wanted to ask Smitty about this. This is just an ongoing issue. It's probably California. I don't know. I hate California policy as far as laws go, man. It's fucking bad out here right now. It's bad everywhere, but
These thefts, these in-person thefts that are happening, dog, it's crazy, Smitty. I don't know if you see it, but it's gonna be crazy. These smash and grabs, what do they call them? Smash and grabs?
Yeah, I saw something the other like yesterday, I think.
You saw it in person?
Nah, I saw a video yesterday.
Oh, what, a video?
Yeah, it's been happening a lot, I feel like. Out
Real
here
quick,
on the West
real
Coast
quick,
in Cali
real
with the
quick,
new laws and rules and stuff.
Take a look at this video right here. Jeff's going to come on in a second, but I want you to look at this right here. This was at a shoe store, WSS, I believe. I don't know if they're everywhere or not. California.
Oh, it's definitely California then.
Activities.
You can't arrest them and you can't do it.
That's what I'm saying. Like they ain't got no weapons on them. They just stealing because they know you can't do nothing.
It's just crazy, dog.
And then you can't chase them either. It's just weird that we have a rule that it's just weird. I don't understand it. I don't understand the logic behind it.
I just want to when is the public? And I get it. You're not gonna, JB, I ain't gonna get shot and all that. But the situation. Clearly, those cats didn't have shit. They was just in there. The security wouldn't have rushed them. When is the public gonna say, is enough? Enough is enough. Because let's bring Jeff in. Jeff Nadu is joining us on this fine Merciless Monday. Jeff, I just showed that video you posted. This is probably out here because WSS shoes are out here in California all over the place. And usually they're catered to the hood. I'm just being honest. They've always been a good inner city shoe store. I always go there. I'm trying to figure out, when is the public going to just clothesline one of these motherfuckers or something? We know that they're not strapped. So we got security chasing. It's like a joke. The laws are in California right now. They're probably as worse as anywhere, as bad as anywhere. But we're seeing this all over, though, from Pennsylvania to Oakland to LA to Detroit to Chicago. We're seeing it everywhere. When's it end? Because it's getting worse and it's killing the economy, contrary to belief of everyone out there. It's killing our Smitty shopping desires and shopping needs. Just so you know, how many stores have been shut down? How many restaurants? How many fucking mom and pops have we seen shut down because they don't have the resources to keep up? They get their shit stolen, and then guess what? You're fucking over your own hoods. I'm trying to figure out, when is the adult in the room going to say, hey, man, what the fuck you doing? I don't know. It's starting to piss me off, though, man.
Well, I think the first thing that I'll say is, first of all, no one will intervene because generally it doesn't really benefit anybody to intervene. So no one's going to really intervene. Number two, it's more of a problem of society that we've begun to allow it. The biggest word that I'll say is we embolden these people to do this. I mean, there's no consequence to when you do this, right? You're actually allowed to do it as long as it's not more than a certain amount. So
right,
you can't expect people generally people that steal are generally people that don't have anything, right? So you can't expect people that don't have anything to follow rules when there are no rules. They can just kind of do what they want to do. I think what really bothered me about that clip per se is the brazenness and gall of the people doing it. It's not just doing it, shut the fuck up and walking out. It's laughing. It's taunting the people that work there. Oh, we're going to do this and we don't give a fuck what you say. We're just going to do it anyway. This doesn't happen in civilized society because most civilized societies don't allow it to happen. If you do this in a certain country, you got to worry about, you know what they do to people like this in Mexico? Cut your fucking hands off. That's what they do, and you don't do it again.
Dubai.
I'm not saying we got to do that, but we need to put these people somewhere. And listen, those young people there, they're almost more emboldened because they're juveniles and really nothing's going to happen to them. So it's civilized, and we see this in bigger cities where the mayors of these places want to be friends with these people. Oh, it's okay. You're trying to get milk and bread for your kids. It's a generational problem. The parenting of these people has stopped. I bet those kids, most of them, They probably have no direction. They don't care about anything. It's a generational problem, man.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, man. It's just getting.
And as you said, you made a good point. What this will lead to is, things might be more expensive at those locations now, or maybe eventually. And what they'll do, and this is what is really sad, is this will create like they call food deserts, right? Where there's no places to eat or no places to shop. And this is what happens in places where older people or people that really need it, now they don't have it because now those have to close because there's no initiative to keep them open because this is happening. So,
Smitty, like, this is what's crazy to me though. Like, eventually, where are we gonna go shop? Like, have you seen Target now is starting to lock up? So Target has cages now in Target. Like, this is communism, like third world country shit. There's cages now in Target on food items. You got to go get it. You got to go get a guy now to get you a fucking cookies off the shelf. Like, come on, man. Like, this shit is crazy to me. How about just arrest them? How about arrest the motherfuckers?
But this isn't hard to understand, okay? Because I'll relate this to where I live. Okay, I have a CVS pharmacy, like a mile from my house. When I go in there, every single person that goes in there buys what they need to buy and they leave. And if you steal, you will be sent to prison. It's very simple. In fact, out here, it's very law and order based. The local police will show up and they're going to hit you for shoplifting. Pretty simple. Because out here, we prosecute people.
You know what's crazy? There's a big time mall out here, one of the most expensive malls in the country, called South Coast Plaza. And it's like in a prominent white, it's like Newport Beach, Coda de Casa, Irvine. It's like a uppity up, big time stores. My buddy was texting me the other day. They were like, they go there to the mall and motherfucker can't get in. It's by appointment only. So the rich white folks are like, okay, you see what I'm saying? Like, brother, the inner cities can't do that. You have liquor stores. Let's just be honest. Hood. When we think about hoods, we think what? Liquor stores,
church,
fucking shoe stores,
cash check area,
shoe stores, Nick's cash checking. Think about it. You close those things down, what do you have? Like, I'll be honest, in the hood, shut those things down, and you have what? So now you're gonna have what? More home invasions, more fucking robberies. More fucking, like, it doesn't make sense to me, man. There's just the blinds leading the blind in this thing.
I saw a video recently. And the guy wrote in the caption, "I'll just let my insurance handle this." And there was a video of his Camaro out front. These two guys walk up. They're trying to steal the Camaro. The dude actually stands in front of the camera and shows his gun. It's a handgun with a drum clip on it. And he's like smiling, laughing. It's like, who's gonna go out and approach someone? These people, it's not like they're just coming to steal the car. They got a fucking drum clip. And if you come near your car that you worked hard to buy, they're just going to shoot you in the fucking head. No problem.
Jeff, I'm sick to the core. Smitty and I brought up the other day from the studio, 77-year-old man, a 77-year-old here in California, woke up in his house to 3 armed robbers and protected his family, his wife, and himself at 77 from the house he purchased with his own money, his own life, and killed the dude.
I can only imagine where this is going.
He killed the guy, Jeff, and is in jail. And the other 2 robbers are not. And he killed the guy, and he's in jail now. Defending his property, his home, his family is now a jailable fucking offense. Now, you're talking about upside down world and a backwards fucking society. I'm just telling you, man. This is fucking.
Well, listen,
crazy.
It can't. You can't. Again, I've always said this: like, civilized societies can't live like this, and it's only getting worse, man. And eventually,
D Jones, let's be real, D Jones. So you're gonna flip it now, huh? You're gonna flip the fact that these 3 motherfuckers went into his house, and now you're gonna talk about what he got shot with, and it's gonna get blurry.
Yeah, but this is where, out of here. But it's not blurry. It's blurry only on the fact that someone tried to go into somebody's house and hurt people. That man defended himself. And here you are calling out. Why don't you call it the guy that fucking went in and tried to steal from this dude? What about
Yeah, D Jones don't even. D
man.
Jones just skips over. D Jones skips over to 3 fucking guys breaking into the house.
Yeah, there's always a listen, and this is an issue as well on the side of the people that I'm not sure why are pro-criminal, because this can affect everybody. Why are we always making excuses for these people? These are, well, you know, they're poor and they need food for their family. You know,
D Jones, that's not why he got arrested, homie. Again, you're skipping over the fact that motherfuckers had 3 guys rob his house at gunpoint and it protected his fucking family. That's not the reason he got arrested. He got arrested, why? Because he defended his fucking home. So you're going to miss the fact that they broke into his fucking house. Good luck breaking into my house.
Well, here's what I'll say. You're welcome, any of you folks, to come here anytime, but just know when you come here, you're going to get shot in the fucking head. Straight simple. So come on with it. And I will. And if I go to jail, I will go to jail a hero, and they will protect me because I shot one of you low lifes in the fucking head. So feel free to come. I'm here.
I just can't believe defending the fact. There's a cause and there's an action, right? Smitty, we talk about it. So the cause is you went in my house. The action of it is I shot you in the face. I don't give a fuck what gun it is. By the way, I'm going to look for whatever the fuck's in my house. I'm going to grab a knife. I'm going to grab my dog. I'm going to throw something on you, motherfucker. I don't care what it is.
And remember too, you know, why did he have a stolen gun? First of all, he's 77 years old. My guess is when he was probably like 20, he got some bullshit felony that he paid for and went to prison for and lived his life and wasn't able to possess a gun the rest of his life and felt that he had to do what he had to do to protect his family. Why don't you look more into what happened and why are we focused on what they did, the guy did, instead of what these lowlifes did? Good for him, and I hope he gets off. What a shame.
Yeah, I hope so, man. It's crazy to me right now. I just don't know. Smitty's a little sick, Jeff. I'm loaded as fuck. I haven't been this loaded in probably 30 years. So that's where we are. Smitty and Matt got into it already. Smitty stood on business. Hey, Smitty stood on business, and I think we saw the maturation of Smitty right before our very eyes.
It's crazy. So, like, look, the fact that I cut somebody out on the show now is like it's the maturation. That's been me. Like that's been who I am. But I'm a positive guy. I don't come on here trying to argue and shit like that. It's just that sometimes if we just being real, and I don't have no problem with Matt. I promise you, I really don't. But Matt comes on the show sometimes like just pissed off the rip. Like he came on the show today. JB didn't even notice it. He was putting his hat on, and something happened where he couldn't get his hat on right. He snatched off and threw it before he even started talking. That was the energy. So I already knew off the back that he was already on fucking edge. So we were literally agreeing on something, and then he got pissed off because I cut him off, and then just went on a tangent and said something like "shut the fuck." He said something smart towards me, and for a minute I was like, you know what, I could just put my pride to the side and just like take it and just sit here for the show. But I'm like, I'm not gonna let through this. Like he thinks he can come on here and just talk all this big bad bully shit, and then you say something back, and then now I'm the bad guy. Like,
hey,
no,
Jeff,
you said it first.
Well,
I just rebutted. Like,
Smitty, that's what you deal with on the internet. It's everyone's a victim. They dish everything out, and then when you bring it back to them, you're the sensitive guy. Why are you so sensitive, dude? Fuck you, motherfucker.
Like, y'all know me enough. Like on this show, I've been on the show for over a year now. Y'all know me. For me to get to that point, you know good and well I'm not starting shit. I don't come on here. I don't never argue. I'm smiling, joking. So if I'm gonna get to that point, come on, bro. It's common sense. My thing is just if you can dish it out, you gotta be able to take it. You can't be like shut the fuck up or you're doing it this, that, and the third, and I say it back, and now I'm the fucking.
You just said the same shit. Everybody on the show's gotten into it. So
I gotta go back and see that.
Hey Matt, hey Jeff, let me ask you about some Colorado news since you're here. I don't know if it's true or not. We're not reporting the fake news. We're reporting is that this in the news. And this is a huge thing in the news this whole weekend, I guess. People have been sending this to me. Let me get your perspective. Let's say it's not true. It's in the news, though. Reddit said it. I think Deion's came out and said it's a lie. I find it hard-pressed for this to be true as a coach. I'm just going to be honest. As a coach, team building is one thing, but I don't know. And Smitty and Matt got in an argument over this because Smitty was like, If Matt was playing guitar and he was a white old lineman, and it doesn't matter about color, we're gonna go support it. I don't know why Matt disagreed with that, but here's the thing. It's still news again, and it's a cloud over the program, I guess, is my whole point. Like,
but let me ask you, two questions. Would you be surprised of all the coaches in America if it was this coach that did it? And B, I mean, do you ever notice this doesn't happen to any other coach? It's only him that it happens to. So maybe it is true. I mean, who would make this up? Who would make this up here?
I mean, there's all kinds of shit out there. People make shit up on us, you and I, all the time too. So I just
but I've never heard Ryan Day have this said about him. I've never heard, Kalen DeBoer have this.
Here's my take on this. And before we move to a couple NFL things, and I want to get Smitty's take, because this is my take on it. Like, the amount, if you could show it, Bailey, the amount of transfers throughout the country in every program right now is why this type of story is getting brought up. In my opinion, Jeff, when you have mass exoduses at all these different places, the stories that you're going to hear are just going to continue to fucking spiral out of wowness. Like, oh my God, what happened at Cincinnati? What happened at Miami? Look at the numbers of these guys leaving. You're going to get shit made up and thrown at the wall about everybody. And I'm not defending Colorado, as we all know, but this is really getting crazy. I'll be honest. Just the topics that always are out there. And this is a lot of weight to carry on your shoulder as a head coach in a program when it's always in the news. Whether it's good or bad or indifferent, it's always something in the news. And that's just my take on it.
Yeah, no. I mean, listen, they got a lot of improving to do, a lot of new players in. We'll see what happens, but I got to go back and see what happened with Matt. That sounds like that story was just, it just happened.
Hey, JB, Jeff said, "Fuck all that. I got to go see what happened with Matt and Big Smitty." He said, "I don't care about the rest of the show."
Why are you so drunk, JB?
Man, I stayed out with my buddies. I haven't seen in a while. I went to Venice Beach. I haven't been to Venice in years. Went to Venice, and then we went to a little bar after, right on the beach there. And I bought all my boys several $100s of drinks, and I haven't had that many tequila shots. Like, it was 2 for $1, so I bought 32 Cabo Wabo shots.
Oh, you with the Cabo Wabo?
Yeah, you know Wabo?
Yeah,
that's
the spot.
Yeah, and 32 shots, Jeff. 32 shots between 3 of us.
Wow.
Because my other homeboy, we were with a few other people, but my other homeboy had heart surgery and actually had a heart replacement and can't drink. So 3 of us are just, and actually one of the guys drinking with my boy was his dad. My boy that had the heart transplant's dad. By the way, this is the same guy that I grew up with that I almost killed 35 years ago in a car accident going to school. So I picked him up. Me and my boy Aaron and Gino, we picked him up, made a left-hand turn going to school, 1991. And a truck switched lanes in the intersection, hit the back of us, spiraled us so hard, he flew out of the side window and flew 160 feet in the rain on the ground. And he has all the scars to this day. And his dad last night was like, "Motherfucker, you almost killed my son." And we were just bullshitting the whole time. Like, we've known each other our whole lives. And
now
it was
we're
just
30 shots to celebrate.
Yeah. And then, so it was, that's crazy how ironic. But yeah, so it was Father's Day, man. I paid homage to my dad by buying his dad drinks. So
I had like 4 or 5 shots on Friday night, and I thought I was having a good night. But hey,
I'm just telling you, I had to pull over for the first time last night for about 30 minutes on the halfway home. And I had to pull over just to be like, make sure.
Wait, hold on a second. You just, I'm not going to.
I know what you did. I feel
you.
you.
Interrogate what you're up to and why you did it. I'm just, all right. Let's just move on to something else, I think. Yeah.
So I'm sick. I don't know why I'm sick. I got
JB, man.
blowing my nose and coughing and shit. So I don't know what's going on with me. So we're just
Okay, first of all, I'm always going to troll everybody. First of all, number one.
Oh, now he's trolling. Oh,
first of all, we stopped drinking at fucking 9, and we didn't leave till midnight, first of all. So I had 3 hours off, and then I didn't get home till like 2.
Bro, you just told us you're still loaded.
I am.
And that was hours ago.
But I'm not loaded like drunk and drive loaded. I'm just saying I feel, you know how you feel after
a
JB,
heavy
drink night? You know how you feel after a heavy drink night? Come on, man.
JB, listen. I'm not gonna dance around the subject. I mean, you're incredibly irresponsible. No offense. I mean, you got to get a fucking Uber, bro, or Lyft. Like,
I was 2 hours away, Jeff. I wasn't gonna leave my car.
That don't matter. What if you kill somebody?
Nobody was on the road.
All right, man. Come on, man.
Come on, Jeff. You think I'm gonna put someone in harm's way?
I love Jeff. Jeff said, "Listen, JB, I love you, but I'm not gonna diss around this topic."
So you're telling me
no disrespect. No disrespect. Or what do you say?
All right. No disrespect, but
you didn't pass one car.
No, nobody was on the road at all. I hovered here.
They should have pulled your ass over and made you walk that fucking straight line.
Never failed the test.
You're drunk and stupid.
Never failed the test ever.
You would have.
Breathalyzer or otherwise.
Jeff called your ass out.
Freddie Mac. Shut up, Freddie Mac. He's fucking serious.
He's right. You do think it's funny.
No, both of you could eat a dick. Both of you don't know nothing, motherfuckers. None of you're all assuming. Shut the fuck up, motherfuckers. You think I'm going to fucking put somebody at risk or myself? Get the fuck out of here. I am fine enough to drive home or I wouldn't have drove home. Period.
Sounds like we're making excuses like we make excuses for the shoplifters.
Well, that's what I do. I make excuses on the show so Smitty can have better ratings. Let's dive into this, though. I want to dive into some NFL with you real quick. Aaron Rodgers not being in Jets camp because of another ayahuasca retreat. Big deal or no deal?
Allegedly, rumored.
What are we doing here?
So hold on. Are you on the side of no deal?
No, I'm saying, like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy? Like,
so okay, you're on that side. Okay.
Aren't you the quarterback who had an injury last year? You're a veteran. You've been in the league longer than virtually everybody. You're, literally the difference between a 3 or 4 win season and a, long playoff run. Aren't you supposed to set the standard for the young players? And listen, I get it if like your kid's like sick or something, but you're gone because you're at a ayahuasca retreat. What the fuck are we doing here?
And he already had one.
Let me ask you. Sir, hold on a second. Let's say, and I'm just going to say it. Let's say a black player decides I'm going to go to a weed convention instead of going to mini camp. That would have been a huge fucking story. But this guy wants to go and do DDT somewhere in the fucking Brazilian rainforest or wherever the fuck. And, it's just Aaron being Aaron. This guy's a weird motherfucker. I've been saying that. He's a weird dude. I love him as a player. He reminds me a lot of like the Allen Iverson type. And at the end of the day, he's going to be there and play on a Sunday. But he's a weird dude, man. Like, he's a weird character. We put up with a lot of shit with this guy, and he never seems to get any stick for it. Just weird, bizarre. What are you, a fucking medicinal minister or something? You down there, what?
Hey, if it helps the Jets get to a Super Bowl, we won't even care.
That's the thing. That's the thing. Because look at the Chiefs in the news today, Jeff. The Chiefs are in the news again. Another kid, a guy in 2 weeks' time, he's had 2 domestic violence charges. This guy gets cracked last night. The Chiefs' offseason has been pretty much a tumultuous one, to say the least, right? This just keeps happening. But they win, so I think it gets thrown under the bus a little more. The Jets are a team that hasn't been to the playoffs, I don't believe, since 2011. And I believe everything they do is similar to what Colorado is doing. Anything they do right now is going to be it's going to be heightened as far as discussion in the media. And the Jets, Colorado, all these programs that haven't won in so long is going to be, I guess, it's going to be magnified, I guess. And so they got to win this year, man. I'm going to be honest.
Yeah, I'm with it too. The Chiefs are going to keep doing their damn thing because at the end of the day, you got Andy Reid and Mahomes. But back to the Rodgers point, listen, I mean, this ayahuasca retreat is something that came to light for us a year or so ago. Is what he does. You're right. He had to schedule all season. He could have like scheduled this a different time, different day. Do I think him missing a 2-day mini camp is going to be the difference between them winning a Super Bowl and not? Me personally, I don't. Is it a bad look? It is. Two things can be true. It can be a bad look, and it can also not truly be a huge impact on them. Here in about a month for training, when training camp starts, he's going to be with his team every single day up until at least December. So I think they'll be fine. He was there during OTA, early non-mandatory part. So I think he'll be fine.
It's not about him. I don't think Jeff and I and Matt and everybody else, I don't think we think he's going to like not be able to throw a hitch anymore. It's not him. It's just a bigger picture. As a coach, I'm just like,
I get it.
It's a double standard though of rules, I guess. And
it's always been that way, bro. I ain't gonna lie. In different, whether college, NFL, certain players get different treatment. It's always been
not about
that
the
way.
treatment. It's not about the treatment. I'm looking at it as a leadership standpoint, not only from himself, but the organization. Like, I just don't find this happening or see it happening, or did I see it happen in New England, in KC? We've seen holdouts, but this isn't even a holdout situation. This is an absolute just no-show. And I just don't believe this organization has met the criteria of allowing this, is my point. They haven't won shit since 11. The butt fumble, Mark Sanchez, led by Rex Ryan.
Long time ago.
Let's be honest, man. Like, this is
Go ahead. Sorry.
No, you're good.
I was just going to say, with that Bugs guy, I believe his bond was revoked like an hour ago. So that means he's going to go to prison for, this guy's a bad guy. There's a couple of things this guy's done recently. Now, his lawyer claims that it has something to do with people are making shit up because he's having some sort of war in Tuscaloosa with another hookah lounge that he owns. They want him to close it, so they're trying to like smear his name, basically. But this guy's been charged with pointing a gun at a woman, beating up his ex-girlfriend, malnourished dogs in his care. He'll be cut, I would think. They can't. I don't think they can.
This is a guy that just had his dogs found outside, right, without any food and shit. For
Yeah. He keeps having stuff, so that's what I'm saying. He gonna be removed from the team. He was a practice squad guy, I think. Anyway, it's not like he was Chris Jones.
Where are you guys at in the total overall off season of the Chiefs' queendom?
Pretty messy.
Yeah, it's messy, but I just don't think it won't matter because the main guys are good. The main guys are fine. Kelsey, Mahomes, Reed, Chris Jones, all the main cats are cool. I guess you could say Rashee Rice was considered a quote unquote main cat, but he was a rookie last year, so it's like, all right. At the end of the day, as long as the core is staying out of trouble, I think they're gonna be good.
I'll tell you what, I'm about to go all fucking Smitty on fucking D Jones. D Jones, what the fuck's wrong with you today? Jesus Christ, bro. This guy's like,
defending everybody.
Yeah, he's like, it's jail, not prison. Let me ask you something, D Jones. Do you know what the fuck prison is, D Jones? Do you understand? Do you know what the fucking definition of prison is, motherfucker? Clearly not. Where they hold you while you are waiting trial or have been convicted of a fucking crime, dude. In my town, it's called Lancaster County Prison, motherfucker. What's so hard to understand? Prison and jail. It's a place where they confine you when you commit a fucking crime. Holy fuck, dude.
D Jones love defending everybody. D Jones, I like G Jones is a gray area dude, is a motherfucker. He gray area as hell. Jeff, let's talk some betting real quick. Smitty, I know you got some questions for him, but before that, I want to get into this Tom Brady thing, Smitty, with him. He made his broadcasting debut. I don't know if you saw this. Obviously, Greg Olson's out. Tom's in. UFL championship game last night.
What the fuck is the UFL?
Sports are bad, Jeff. Sports are bad, Smitty. Like, let's be honest.
The Birmingham Stallions won 3 in a row, though. Shout out to Birmingham.
Hey, shout out. You know who the running back is, right?
Oh,
our boy Trey Roundtree.
Ooh.
And you know who the running back is for the other team, right?
Who?
My boy Morgan Ellison. Both former players of mine. Both former players of mine. Played running back yesterday in the game.
Okay.
25-0, Jeff, in a championship game. Is this not what we discuss on this show about the NBA playoffs being as bad as they've been, and blowouts after blowouts, and even the championship game in a league like that was a blowout. Like,
I'll tell you what, man, we're getting to a point, and I have no issue saying this. I think you can only watch sports to me when college is here. College football, college basketball, it's still very pure. I enjoy it. I love it. NFL is cool too. But like, other than that,
it's hard for me. It's getting hard for me to even watch those.
Yeah, even NFL is tough, man. It's getting rough. I mean, I didn't even know what the UFL was. I will say though, Tom Brady looks like a very natural commentator. You know, he'll have a long career in that world.
Yeah,
real, man. Shout out to Brady, man.
So, Smitty, did his $400 million contract begin last night in the UFL?
I mean, I'm not in those rooms with the higher ups. You know what I'm saying? But he started working, so I would say either yes or maybe it's just a little teaser to what's to come. You know, I know he was on the sideline a lot of the game.
Did you watch it, Smitty? Did you get to see it at all or no?
I watched like the last couple minutes. Like I turned it on.
You didn't show up to Venice Beach and meet me, and then you didn't come to the party on Saturday for the fight. So I figured you had time on your hands. So let me ask you, did he know a fucking player out there?
No.
I didn't watch. I didn't know he did that. I didn't know he actually went to the box. When I turned it on, he was downstairs. He was down on the field with like our top guy at Fox, Mr. Eric Shanks, my boss's boss. So I didn't see him. I don't know. I didn't watch the game long enough to see what he said there. I'm sure. Listen, Brady's one of the most prepared people. Period. So whatever he decides to do, I'm sure he's going to go in, study it, and know and be prepared for whatever. So I'm sure he recognized some names at least. You know, if he was going to be talking about it. So
can you I mean, did you guys see that video I posted last night of that woman on TikTok discussing that about Caitlin Clark and her white privilege? Did you?
Nah, I didn't see that.
Okay, it's you don't have to play the whole video. It's about a 2-minute video, but like maybe the first 30 seconds. You got to see this woman on TikTok. Like some of these folks, like with these Caitlin Clark videos and Angel Reese video, like it is. Listen, Angel Reese, I like her. I think she's a good player. She's sexy too. I like her, but like enough, Angel Reese.
Hey,
nobody's coming like
I like both. I'm a bigger Caitlin Clark fan because she's a better player. But I like both.
But if whatever team she plays for, all right, sorry.
Caitlin Clark, your white privilege is showing. Caitlin has lived an extremely privileged life from day one, and for her to come out and say that basically she just wants to keep her head down and really only care about basketball is atrocious. She knows the majority of the WNBA are black women, but what she doesn't seem to care or want to sit here and give that fake ass Kobe Mamba mentality and say I just want to keep my head down and only worry about basketball is just completely unacceptable when your fans are nothing but racist, and that everyone in the WNBA has to deal with the repercussions of you not sitting here telling them to stop. It's giving fuck.
This is the problem.
She's mad because Caitlin Clark won't defend all the black players in the league, and just instead of because Caitlin Clark has come out and just said, "Hey, I don't want to deal with any of this shit. I just want to play basketball."
On the hoop.
That's what Smitty said earlier. Yeah,
I said it earlier, JB.
That's what Smitty said earlier. We started the show off. I asked a poll question, Jeff, to Smitty, and I had Smitty talk about it, and Smitty addressed it beautifully, I thought. But the poll question was, do fans and other WNBA players not like Caitlin Clark because she's white? And this is the problem. We're bringing up race when it comes to a sport that Smitty and I played. We didn't give a fuck. I don't care who's the best player. Nobody's talking about CMC being white.
But when you allow race baiters like Jamel Hill and Mark Lamont Hill and people like that push this, push this, and there are white guys. There's a lot of people that do this. These stupid people that push this race baiting crap all the time. You're going to have people that come up with these stupid ass ideas. That woman is pissed off because Caitlin Clark, a white person, isn't defending. And then she goes into talking about how other white players have done it. Why can't Caitlin Clark do it?
Here's the thing I brought up to Smitty earlier. I'm like, Stephen A. wouldn't be calling Luka and Joker what he just came out and said about her. And there's a ton of white WNBA players. Some of the best players are white girls too. Like this, Smitty talks about it all the time. Smitty only brings up mainly the white girls in this league because they've all been good.
When do we get to a point, whether it's female basketball players, male basketball players, whatever, if you play a professional sport, when did we get to the point where you also have to be an activist, a humanitarian, all these different things? Why can't this is why I respected Michael Jordan, because Michael Jordan just came out and said, you know what, fuck you guys, I don't want to do any of this shit. I just want to play basketball, and Republicans buy sneakers too, and they can buy from me. Like, why can't some of these people just? And I'm not trying to say shut up and dribble. I'm not saying that.
No.
I'm just saying, like, why do people have to now speak up on everything? If you don't speak on something, you're a racist or an Islamophobe, or
I'm with you, Jeff. All you're saying, to my knowledge and to my understanding, is that you have the freedom to decide what you want to speak on and what you don't want to speak on, and that should be okay.
But if you don't speak on one thing, you're racist, or you're
right.
It's
like if I speak on one thing, I got to speak on all things. Or it's like this young lady has been in the WNBA for 15 games, and y'all get putting the whole world on her back. She has to carry the lead. She has to speak about certain topics that y'all want to speak on. Y'all want her to play a certain way. She has to drop. Like, it's like, damn, what are y'all doing?
Some of these women in WNBA, like especially Angel Reese, she is hella jealous of Caleb. I mean, that one soundbite she had, she's like, I'm part of this too. I started this too. It's like,
which honestly is true. She is a part of this, but you shouldn't even need to say it though. You saying it make like you said, it just shows that there's some jealousy there. But to her point, the reason why this whole shit is so big is because that first game in college, let's go back a year and a half ago, whatever, when LSU played Iowa in the national title, and fucking Angel Reese walked up to her and did all this, that caused the whole hoopla. Yeah. That caused everything. And then you go back to this season, Kayla Clark got her payback, and they beat fucking LSU, knocked her out. So again, Angel Reese definitely plays a part in it. She has definitely helped the game grow, but it's not even close to the level that Kayla Clark has made it grow.
Some of this makes me believe, and I've noticed it just because I do it myself on a much smaller level. I think Angel Reese just says shit she doesn't actually believe just because she knows it's going to listen and respond. Because at the end of the day, she makes a fuck ton of money through like TikTok and promotions. Like, look at that thing you just put on the screen about the special whistle thing. I guarantee she went into the locker room and laughed like, yo, you believe I just said that shit? Like, they're going to flip when they hear that. Like, because I do that shit all the time. And it works. And JB does it, and we all do it.
Yeah.
That is I mean, if you saw the foul, that's a crazy thing to say.
It was a clear
I don't
foul.
think she actually believes any of this shit. It's just like,
hey, Smith, Jeff, I don't know if you saw this. Smitty missed this though. I had Steve Kim, a bunch of people over the house for a poker night. I won, by the way. And I had 3 different things going. I had my barbecue, I had my smoker, one of the smokers, and then I had a flat skillet. I cooked that tri-tip was so amazing. And then I cooked some I made some garlic onion burgers, smash burger style with cheese on top after, and then on the flat skillet. I never did burgers on that. Oh my God, they're the best burgers we've ever had.
I gotta ask you, anytime I see you cook, I'd have to ask on a monthly basis, how much you spend on food?
There's the beef tacos. I made tacos, chicken and beef.
It's got to be like an insane amount.
Good.
I don't even know.
Every time JB cooks, he said it's the best.
There's the wings. Ever. 3 types of wings, Smitty.
Like, who eats all that food? That's crazy.
We had about 30 people here. To be honest, right there, my boy Parker right there. Look
at that one guy. He's chowing down, the one guy. Man, every guy is like big guy.
Steve. By the way, those 2 guys right there, that's Henry right there. That's one of the best boxing trainers in the world.
Yeah.
I don't have to do that. He trained a lot of professional champs. He came by. So we got to watch that fight and hung out. But it was a cool deal.
A lot of big dudes.
Boss hogs.
Big guys.
You saw those guys, right? That's why I cook so much.
I guess that's why you cook so much.
Those are all coaches. All coaches. That's why coaches when you get old.
Speaking of boxing, Did you see who Floyd's going to fight in August?
Yeah, Gotti again. John Gotti.
Why? Why are we doing this again?
It's just money. Just money.
In
It
Mexico.
got kind of serious at the end last time. We'll see what happens this time.
Well, Gotti's been talking shit the last couple of months. To the Floyd hasn't mentioned him once, but keeps just talking shit after shit after shit.
Floyd might take him serious this time and like knock him out.
Oh, I hope he does. Because let me tell you something. There's no family that hates me more than the Gotti family.
The
They
Gotti
fucking
hate you?
Yeah. Oh yeah, they hate me. There's talk they're going to try to sue me. That's what I've heard.
You should hire some big time security and just go to the fight just to fuck with him.
Oh, it's funny you say that. I don't know if it's in Mexico, I think, but I thought about that.
That'd be crazy.
And walk up and be like, "Hey, I'm here."
It might be a little risky. I don't know how many of his family gonna be there, but it would be some good content at least.
They're not gonna do nothing. I should go, man.
It would be crazy.
But JB, are you okay?
Am I okay?
You good?
Always good. Why?
All right, good. Just making sure.
Let's make sure. Let me ask you this real quick, man. Let's play a little bit of over-under with Mr. Jeff Nadu here. Over-under brought to you by Prize Picks and Bet Online and Rebet as well. Pick'em with Notorious Jeff Nadu. Pick'em. Thanks for that, Bailey. The Celtics are 6.5-point favorites versus the Mavs tonight. What do you got? Should we go over? Should we go under with the points?
Well, that was impressive what they did on Friday night, the Mavs. They needed a win. They got it. They rolled. I felt like this is a great spot to just come back and just play the Celtics here. They're not going to shoot like they did the other night. It's just one of those games where they didn't play well. I think they kind of packed it in and said, we're up 3-0. Let's go and just get the job done. I believe at home tonight.
Yep.
Yeah, I thought about laying the number. I thought this number would go up. It's actually went down a point. It went from 7 to 6.5. I thought it would go up to 7.5. But yeah, I actually played the Celtics, and I'm going to play the Celtics. I think this would be the last game of the season. I would lay it here.
Let me ask you this. I asked you last Friday. Two professional sports teams at the same time sweeping, and I was going to bet it. I'm glad I didn't. But the Edmonton Oilers came out in an 8-1 victory over the Florida Panthers, and
8-1?
Yeah, they staved off elimination. In these games, though, to your knowledge and betting in the history of this thing, we know no one's come back from 3-0 and all that. No one in hockey or in basketball has ever won a series either getting beat the way these two teams got beat in their last game. So history will be made one way or another. Either somebody's going to come back from 3-0 or a team finally going to win a series after getting beat by 30 or 7 in hockey.
Well, remember, though, hockey teams have come back from 3-0.
Yeah.
I'm
just talking about in general, overall.
But yeah, I get what you're saying.
History will be made.
Yeah. But by the way, both games are tonight. Is that true? Hockey's tonight as well?
I believe so.
Ooh.
No. I think they're going back to Florida, right?
I'm pretty sure it's tonight.
I think my Florida Panthers, I think they play tomorrow, I think game 5 tomorrow at 5.
Okay, you're right.
Yeah, because I've been locked in on that hockey. All playoffs, I've been locked in on that. All right, let me ask you this. JB's LA Dodgers are -1.5 run favorites against the Rockies. And the over-under on total runs is at 12.5.
Well, that's because it's in Coors Field. Coors Field's a bomb box park. I actually had there's a couple of big favorites that I thought, were worth looks. I feel like if you bet the Phillies, Dodgers, I don't think you're going to go in 2 there.
Let me ask you, Jeff. When it comes to betting these games, how much injury plays a role in your bets going forward? Let's just say, because Mookie Betts broke his hand yesterday. He's out for a significant time. He's a huge player in that roster. And then the big Japanese pitcher that they paid $500 million to is also hurt. 2 big things. Kershaw hasn't played yet this year. They're still Dodgers every year seem to get injured on this loaded roster every year, and I think it's going to be the demise of Dave Roberts at the end of the day. But do you now start to sway your lines based on major key guys going down? I would think obviously, but does it matter?
No, that's already shaded into the line. I don't particularly to me, it's about pitching and the number itself and where the number's going. Like tonight, like I like the Brewers tonight. I looked at the number. I saw the fact that I think 80% of the early money coming in was on the Brewers. The guy Rodriguez hasn't pitched well per se, but I don't think he's a terrible pitcher. Angels stink overall. So no, I don't really look at that stuff. I mean, I think all in all, generally in pro sports, someone will come in and look, they're not going to be Mookie Betts, but they'll do enough. I don't really look at rosters. I don't really care who's playing. I just look at the pitching a lot of the time and the number itself.
Let me get into your wheelhouse. You picked, you bet on a bunch this weekend. I saw a lot of your posts. Soccer has hit. You got to watch some good games or some not so good games. I know you were disappointed in a few of their offensive sets on a couple teams. You were like, this is just hard to watch. What's the biggest takeaway this weekend from the soccer deal?
Look, Euro Cup is great, man. I mean, it's electric. I mean, I know certain people in America don't like soccer, but it's huge. I mean, in the rest of the world.
Let me not to cut you off. Let me ask you. Somebody told me to bet my money on Colombia to win it all. Is that
so? What we're seeing now is Euro 2024. So it's only European teams, but CONCACAF, which starts next week, that will have the United States, Colombia, Brazil, all these teams. Would I bet Colombia to win the whole tournament? No. Look, the best team in that league, that tournament is Argentina. They have Messi and, several other really great players. But, no, Colombia is tough. They're a good side. I mean, that won't start until next week. But no, Euros is great. I mean, it's the fanfare. I mean, you had a goal 30 seconds in from Albania, who are the worst team, my side, worst team in this tournament. They score against Italy, go down 1-0. Italy comes back and wins. France plays today. They're the best team in this tournament, the team I bet to win it. Belgium plays today. They're really good as well. But I get if you're not into soccer, you can't really get into it. But nations stop for this, right? Like, stop.
Serious deal.
Absolutely.
Hey, Smitty, give me your take again on the hockey and the golf.
Yeah, well, I mean, we already talked golf earlier. I don't really want to beat a dead horse, but we can talk about the hockey here, man. I mean, listen, I told you guys, don't be shocked if Edmonton, kind of makes this a series again. They won 8-1. You could say Florida kind of took their foot off the gas pedal. And maybe kind of like the Boston Celtics, they want to finish this thing back at home. But when you lose by such a large amount, man, what that does is that breeds confidence in a lot of those guys on the Oilers. And I wouldn't be shocked.
Who are some of those guys?
Excuse me?
Who are some of those guys that you're referring to?
Well, I mean, if you watch the game, which I don't know if you did, I know I definitely did. Connor McDavid is a guy who was balling last game, man. Had 4 points, man, 3 assists. I think he had 2 shots on goal. SOGs is what they call him, man. Dylan Holloway, another guy, 3 points, balling out, man. In order for the Panthers to really kind of bring this thing home and finish this series the right way, Gustav Forsing's going to have to really, put it into gear. He had a kind of a bad game for his standards. Only had 1 assist, 1 point. Gustav Forsling. He had a little bit of, he's probably one of their leaders on their squad, but just didn't have a big time game their last game there in game 4. And in order for them to take this thing home, he's going to have to really put his foot to the pedal and get back locked in.
By the way, you look at some of these trolls in this chat. Some guy says Messi's hurt, not playing the tournament. Did you miss yesterday where he scored 2 goals in a friendly and is eagerly awaiting the start of the tournament? What the fuck? How much ayahuasca have you smoked today, Nadu? Seriously,
Smitty, let's transfer your
pushing out misinformation.
Let's transition Smitty's knowledge over here to the links. Break down the golf tournament, U.S. Open. We just had the U.S. Open, and I know you're a big golf advocate, and you break down the golf on a big time level.
Why are you trolling?
Maybe one of the first black golf analysts. You could be hockey and golf as a brother. That might be the Nits. That might be our OnlyFans. Where are you at with the golf tournament in U.S. Open? A live golfer winning it, and Bryson DeChambeau, good friend, good dude.
BD, pause. No, shout out to Bryson DeChambeau, man. I mean, he's arguably the best golfer in the world, I would say. I mean, he's definitely top 10. I mean, big time win for him. He kind of, I got a little nervous though. I think they went to their either last hole or the second to last hole, and he actually got a bogey. He had -7, hit a bogey, went down to -6, and my guy Roy McIlroy was right there telling him in second place. Had an opportunity for an easy chip shot birdie to go down to only 1. It would have been -5, -6 going to the final hole. but he bogeyed. Rory McIlroy always seems to choke in the biggest moment. So once he bogeyed, he was down. It was -4, -6 going to the final hole. Unless McIlroy was going to eagle, which, I mean, how many times are we seeing that happen in the final hole? He was not going to win that. So, I mean, seeing DeChambeau win again, huge win, especially the fact that it's a live golfer who did that. And it's just, hey, it's a new generation of golfers, man. A lot of these cats followed the Tiger Woods model. When Tiger was in his prime, he was the young guy, fit in shape, worked out. Everyone else was older, out of shape. Now you're seeing a whole new wave of golfers where everybody's Tiger. I mean, they're all fit. They're young. They're different build. They actually take care of their physiques. And I think you're seeing that translate to the golfing space. Shout out to Bryson DeChambeau. Let it get him on here.
What do you think of the 2-day leader going into the weekend and kind of choked like I said he would? What do you think about the youngster that you were high on?
I would love to hear your take first, though, because, I mean, I've been kind of going on it for a while. Like, give me your take first, and then we'll go from there.
Jeff, let's move on to the line on
hey, real quick. Game. Hey, Bailey, show them this. Look at this goal, guys. I was so happy as an Albanian.
Ooh.
1 minute in. 1 minute in.
Go. Look at the fans. They be so lit.
Smitty, do the soccer goal. Let me hear the goal, how the announcer would say goal. Can you rewind that, Bailey, and go?
Oh, watch this. Look at it.
Okay, he passed the ball in. He passed the ball in. He dribbles. He just goes, go! Nacho Parker 19 with the goal within the first minute. It's now 1-0. Go!
In the studio tomorrow or Wednesday, can you be louder?
Way louder.
And you'll say golazo.
Looks like Matt's commented on the argument.
Oh, really? Where?
Someone wrote, heated argument on the Coach JB show between Matt McChesney and Smitty regarding the rumor of Colorado football not going to Shedeur Sanders' concert.
Jeff, we talked about this the other day, and I know you said Nebraska, but you're taking Nebraska on the wins over and under?
He said he's not coming on the show anymore.
Matt will be on tomorrow. Hey, do you think that Nebraska is good? Did you say? I think we talked about. You said that Nebraska, you think will win more games than Colorado.
Well, I don't know that I said that. I haven't delved in yet to Nebraska. I'm not at N yet. I'm only through like J, like J's and before the teams. I go through each team every year, so I'm not to Nebraska yet. But as far as I remember, I mean, Nebraska should be a pretty solid team. I know Dylan Raiola is going to be their quarterback this year. He was pretty well called upon, coming up as a high schooler. I don't know. I have to look into it. I haven't gotten to them yet, but I think they'll be similar. There's 6-ish wins around there.
JB, talk before we go. Talk a little bit of the Euro Cup here. Talk a little bit of soccer, a little bit like who's favorite, who you're thinking about, what players stand out the most for you. I know that's one of the sports that you like to really watch on the weekends heavily, and you put a lot of money into it and time and effort.
Like?
Go ahead, JB, a little bit.
Well, before I get there, I want to bring up something a little more serious, real quick. If you didn't know this, former infielder and coach Mike Brumley was killed in an auto crash at 61 years old. If you guys don't know who he was, he played for about 6 teams, Major League Baseball, from 87 to 95. He most recently was the minor league coach and instructor for the Atlanta Braves from 18 to 22. Braves' current third baseman, Austin Riley, was awoken from his sleep Sunday morning with the news that one of his most influential people in his career had been killed. Smitty, break that down real quick. Getting that call 2:30 in the morning that your hitting instructor died. Break that down real quick.
I mean, we've all dealt with death, obviously, in different ways, whether it's family, friends, whatever the case may be. And it always, when it happens, it's always the worst time. You know what I'm saying? Regardless if it's 2 a.m. or it's noon, whatever the case may be. So it's a sad story to hear, especially when somebody's been so influential in your career. You said 61 years old. I mean, that's young to me, especially in today's age where you're seeing 60-year-olds move and groove better than 25-year-olds a lot of times. So T's and P's up for the friends and family involved. And definitely, sad to hear that. But before we go, I do want to hear, JB, your kind of take just overall on the Euro Cup and kind of the tournament and things of that nature.
What do you like today?
Look, I'm looking forward to the Belgium-Slovakia game.
Okay.
I've been looking forward to that game for a couple months, and then Austria and France I think is a big game on the slate.
Any players you like?
What was that?
Any players in today's matches that you like?
Between Belgium and Slovakia?
Yeah. Can you name any?
I like Belgium. I like Belgium's goalie, man, to not give up over 2 goals. I think his name's Castells because I know who that is. Real good goalie, anchor of that team. Belgium, as good as he is as good as that team goes. I like the Mangala kid. He plays that forward spot. And then on the other side,
he's actually a defensive midfielder, but
yeah, defensive midfielder. That's what I call him forward because I think about basketball. I also like the Pekarik kid over there at Slovakia. Yeah, he's gonna get some goals. He's gonna get some shots up.
Again, another defensive player
on goal.
Yeah,
he's a defensive player, but he transitions well. He transitions really well and gets some good shots on goal. So I like those guys.
Shots on goal. Okay. I appreciate that, JB, man. Listen, we talk about every sport on here, whatever you guys want to talk about, WWE, whatever, wrestling, whatever the case may be, UFC, boxing. So,
before we go, because Steve Kim's on tomorrow, but what's your take on the Tank fight, Jeff? I don't know if you bet it or not, but did you watch it at all? Or
well, I actually did. I wanted to congratulate the Tank, Baltimore legend, B-More legend, Sandtown Winchester's own. He beat another ShopRite cashier. Congratulations, Tank. Another nobody. What they get this guy off the street to fight? I mean,
no, Frank Marr's a good fighter. He's just young. He's not like when I say young, not young in age. They're the same age, but young in experience. Like he's not,
Fight real fucking fighters. Holy fuck, man! Is this fight anybody?
Who had this same take as Jeff Smitty? Shaun King said the same thing.
It's pathetic. I mean, fight Lomachenko or somebody legitimate. I mean, fuck, man.
I think his next fight is gonna have to be either Loma, Shakur, or Haney.
Good.
It has to be one of them. Good. It has to be.
Let's go. Finally.
Yeah.
But this is why UFC is so superior. It's just every week you get great fights. Have you ever seen a UFC guy? Oh, I'm not fighting him, or I'm not doing like.
Well, they don't have the power because, like, at the end of the day, like the UFC dictates the fight. They say the fight's gonna be. Boxing's thinking about doing that though. What's his name? Turkey. I don't want to mess his name up, but the Saudi Arabia leader is thinking about buying all the boxing like brands, like Matchroom, PBC, Golden Boy, etc., whatever. Put them all together and kind of doing a UFC model where it's like they're all under one umbrella. And they can make the biggest fights happening. Like they're having real serious conversations right now.
By the way, to anyone that didn't know, my UFC pick, Tabir Ulanbekov, he didn't make weight, so that fight was called off. Unfortunately, he would have won, but he was 3.5 pounds overweight. They have a problem. These Russian fighters are overweight a lot. Need to get better in the kitchen, guys.
Hey, real quick, 2 things in the show. Bailey, I just DM'd you. Can you put that in? With our main man, that we got to bring him back on now because he did call it on this show, and there's a video of it he just posted. Can we pull it up real quick?
Maybe it's after 9 o'clock. Our show ends at 9.
I know, but we're not in studio. And Jeff, while Bailey's doing that, I got to get into something though for you real quick. Also, people are posting old videos. I like this, Bailey. I'm gonna send you another one of Jeff making some comments on this show many moons ago. Bailey, I'm going to send you that too. If we can put both of those in before we end it. I want to ask you, Jeff, real quick though. One of my good friends is a huge Eagle fan, and the Eagles are in the news because one of their players apparently had intercourse with a porn star / hooker and didn't want to pay her and ran out. And if you I don't know if you've seen this or not, but Jeff, have you seen this whole thing about this Eagle player not wanting to pay?
Yeah, I have heard this. I didn't even know this guy was on the team.
I think he came from the Rams.
Yeah, it must have been recent, but I don't think we're going to see him long term on this team.
Hey, my buddy who cuts hair for the Eagles players, he said that He said that this guy's done this and is known to do this several
I'll tell you
times.
this. I don't hate it, to be honest. Good for him. Do what you got to do. Fuck her, No, I'm kidding. No, that's fucked up. You should pay your local hookers, please. And also, you know what's funny about today's society? We don't call them hookers anymore. They're arranging things. They're not hooking with anybody.
I got to be honest, though. What kind of low life who actually makes decent coin?
Maybe the sex wasn't good.
Why wouldn't you pay her, though?
Maybe the sex wasn't good.
But he's been doing this.
I don't know if he's been doing it. I don't know him too well, but didn't she run after him or something?
Yeah, and then I don't know who. Hey, who was filming though? Who else was in there to film?
The other girl. I think it was the two girls.
Listen, to all these, take it from someone that knows, because if on a regular basis you saw the women that I'm dealing with, you would listen to what I tell you. Okay.
Okay, Jeff.
Stop interacting with parasites like this. Young men, stop. What is so interesting about a woman like this? They all look the same. None of them are any good at anything. They're fucking boring. They don't talk to you about anything.
Have you seen the pictures and videos of the girl that Zion Williamson, the porn star?
Yeah, it's just why do young men like women like this? They have
That's
nothing.
the worst. That's got to be the worst BBL.
Well, she got worse though, even from what she used to be. I think she got like another surgery. It looked like she looks so uneven.
Can I see this girl that chased? What does she look like? The girl that chased.
Well, all we see is the backside.
Oh, we don't.
My buddy sent me showed me all their pictures yesterday while we were eating, and that
do me a favor, JB. A show that you should create for me is I should teach all of these young men how to talk to a woman, because none of them have any idea how to do it.
True Game by Jeff Nadu.
Yeah,
True Game. Put it on our channel. I'll produce it. JB will produce it as well. Bailey will handle all the social clips. We'll be behind the scenes, but it will just be you on camera. 30-minute show. True Game.
Like when you hear me out. When you leave my True Game school, you know what will happen to you? It'll happen what happened to me. It happens to me all the time. I don't go up to women and say, "Oh, you look really good." They come up to me and they say, "You know what? I've liked you for a while. I just never knew you liked me." "Oh yeah, I like you. You didn't know?" And that's how it works. I don't have to go up to them. They come up to me.
Hey,
it's you got to come to the school and they do.
School and they do.
Ooh.
Speaking of that,
start smoking these motherfuckers, man.
I've been saying the same shit.
Shoot him in the fucking head.
I've been saying the same shit. And then go and turn and smoke the dad too. And the mom. And the motherfuckers are allowing this to happen because there's no way you're leaving
some examples for these fucking people, man.
Like, there's no way, Chris, our kids are leaving our house and come back and we don't know they just robbed McDonald's.
That was over a year ago, and we're still.
Man, that was well before Smitty.
JB was fat as hell in that picture, and you had Canada Dip as your sponsor and everything.
I was in my old house. That was over a year.
Yeah. Hey, another video of our main guy, Smitty.
You can take this to the bank and cash it, and you can come get me this year if he does win one. But I'm telling you right now, Rory McIlroy will not win a major in 2024. It will not happen.
Who is that?
Stand on that. He said it, y'all.
He will stand on it. He will not win a major in 2024. He will not. And I'll take bets. You got my IG handle. I'll send you my Venmo.
Let's do it.
Drunk by the turn.
He covers the Live Golf. He's actually on the course with them. He actually covers golf in live. And he does a real good job. He's huge on Instagram. He's got 300,000 or 400,000 followers. Drunk by the Turn is what his name is, and then on Twitter. But he knows golf. He's a young kid that covers it. He's been covering it a while. Pat loves him. He's always covering Pat and the Live Golf guy. So, but he's been on that Rory thing. Rory chokes in big tournaments. He always has.
Real quick, I'll just say one other thing, then we'll get out of here. I saw a kid on TikTok. He like goes up to girls and just starts trying to talk to them. One of the worst lines I've ever heard. He walks up to these girls and goes, excuse me? And they go, what's up? Where do you get that? And she goes, where do I get what? That beauty? Come on, man.
That what?
He goes, where did you get that? And she goes, get what? That beauty? Really, dude?
That's
dude?
That's
the fucking pickup line, bro.
That's what you call cringe. You know what else is cringe, Smitty?
What?
Stephen A. Smith making it all about him in these finals games. these fucking suits, these fucking pink suits, and these fucking purple.
And you keep falling for it by mentioning it.
These fucking pink purple suits that he's walking, and then he walks in with his strut like he's all about watching.
Hey, that shit funny as hell. Though. I'm not gonna lie, it's hilarious how you.
Hey, why does ESPN promote that and not Caitlin Clark?
Because he's their biggest. He's their biggest. He's their biggest draw. Is Stephen A. He's their biggest thing.
I am a big pink purple guy. I wear a lot of pink and purple. By the way, JB, what do you think of my take? A lot of people didn't like the fact that I drink beer with a straw. You didn't like that?
You drink beer with a straw?
Yeah, you didn't hear that?
I didn't see that. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I'm a big beer with a straw guy. I like
That's
it.
disturbing.
Why is it disturbing?
It's disturbing on many levels.
You get in a hot tub with other men.
That's grown man act. We chill, smoke cigars. You know, we're not playing footsies.
I'm a big straw. I love straws, man. I'm a big straw guy.
By the way, I'm gonna clear something up real quick. To all you guys out there that really think I drove so loaded home, shut the fuck
You
up.
did, bro. We caught you. It is what it is.
Do you think I didn't have an AE driving my car home? You're crazy. So anyway, I don't put people at risk because I'm not that irresponsible to you fucks in the troll fucking chat out there. So,
by the way, TPB, I actually agree. So when I put my chapstick on, I don't like to drink out of a cup or a bottle. So that's what I do. I like to have the straw. I agree with you.
You put on what?
When I put on my chapstick.
What? You sound like that Dave Chappelle saying he's acting like Lil Jon. He's what?
Hey, I couldn't imagine drinking a beer with a straw though. Wouldn't that? Doesn't it change the taste?
Try it out and see.
It also gets you drunker faster. It's awesome. It's great. Big fan.
Hey, y'all, pound that like button, subscribe. You ain't subscribed yet, become a member. We need more members. We appreciate y'all, man, for joining. It's been a loaded show. Let me go take some medicine. JB, go take a nap, drink some water, eat some bread. Jeff, you keep betting your money and making money. Send me 1,000 if you got it. And we're going to be back again tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be also virtual because I got to leave for a meeting at Fox that's in person. So Wednesday, Thursday this week, we will be in studio, live and in person. And Big Matt might join us. He might not. We're going to just go from there and keep on growing this thing.
Hey, we'll see you guys all tomorrow on the greatest, realest show on planet Earth. Make sure you follow Jeff. Go on over to Jeff and make sure you give Jeff some love. The Sit Down Pod over there on TikTok and YouTube. His show is growing steadily. Hey Jeff, real quick question though. Do you have TikTok Shop?
No, I don't. I got
a buddy of mine. A buddy of mine hit me too yesterday. He's making $30,000 a month and he only has 40,000 followers. I got 400,000 followers. I don't use TikTok like that, so I tried to set it up and sell some shit on there. I can't, Smitty. I got a strike on there, and I can't do this TikTok.
Stop going live on your TikTok. Golly.
I got to figure it out. Thank you for reminding me, though.
Hey, you got to do it because I'm going to try to do it because I hear it's making big money for people. So I want to get that money so I can pay you and other guys on the show, and then use that for the studio and get some better cameras. We're going to get some ISO cameras, and then when you come in and live. By the way, breaking news! Live in studio this week. I may have. It's almost there. My main man, one of my mentors, Freeway Rick Ross, the real Freeway Rick, will be in person in studio, and had a 2-hour conversation on the phone with our main man Cam Newton the other day. And Cam wants me to come out to his show, and he's going to come out on our show. Plus, I spoke to Jalen Brunson last night. And Jalen will be on our show as well.
Big time guest for Coach JB.
Yep. So we'll have those guys on. Again, my shoulders are bending a little, Jeff, because I carry the show, but it is what it is. I'll get the guest. Smitty just is a young, handsome man that the girls like and all that shit. That's really what he brings to us. I'll go do all the brass tacks.
What was the most memorable moment from this show, chat? Drop it in there right now. Okay, thank you. Case closed. Y'all have a good one. Jeff, you out of here, man. I'm going to holler at you.
see you
Keep
guys.
me up. Make sure you in the Discord, Jeff, today. They in there clowning. And I'm going to see y'all later.
See you later.
Peace.
Issues get pressed so fast it don't get sacked like bags and baggage. Smitty and Jason Brown, kill the yeah, it's a rap. We what the game's been